It's time to wake up. That's right, it's time to wake up. Are you finding yourself feeling like a simp? Do your friends hang around you just because you spend a lot of money? Do your wife or girlfriend jaw wrestle you in everything that you say? Well, we have something for you. It's called the Bernard Riley Show. Get your coffee ready. Keep both hands on the steering wheel.
Bernard Riley did not approve that message. Carry on.
I think I could have did better than that.
Shh, the intro is playing.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? That was that was the most interesting intro. The most interesting intro ever.
That boy retarded.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking. But what's going on with everybody? Shout out to everybody in the building. Why is my mouse acting up? Well, hold on. RM Kevin E. Capone. Who was that? Tom Etheridge. Hopefully I got that right. Excalibur, A Story to Tell, E. Capone, TD Hutch says, yeah, they do. He says, yeah, they do. They trying to be baby mama number 35. Shout out to little big Nate. Shout out to Jackie Jack, who's out on a girls trip. I mean, she said she went to LA to visit her it's her niece's birthday. But we know that's cold talk. We know she out on a girls trip. We know what the deal is. Darth Low, trademark in the building says, "What up, fam? What's up to everybody?" All right, okay, all right. Let's go ahead and get into this. Jada, that teddy bear is weird. This one say that
it's real weird because I know
somebody creeping up behind you trying to stab you.
Okay. Well, no, they ain't gonna try that. That's some coffee coming.
That's your coffee. Okay.
Yeah, that's my coffee coming.
I thought you was about to slit your throat.
Oh yeah, but they won't cut up my damn lights off this morning. They fucking with me early this morning. You know I got these people in here, but she's a good one. She ain't one of the bad ones.
Why somebody try to cut your lights off? Like somebody went to your fuse box and pulled the electricity.
Well, but nah, you gotta understand. 90% of the people who are in my house, they are on MEDS. And so sometimes they don't kick in quite right. And they do little shit like that. You know what I mean? They go cut your lights off. They boil water and pour it in a coffee cup. And then they act as if they're drinking coffee. All kinds of shit like that. So had something strange happen this morning. Well, I had a death yesterday. You always think I'm trying to get sympathy, but I had one. So I had a family over late last night.
My condolences for family members lost. But right. You just it's been multiple times you've come up here and mentioned that somebody died close to you. And then you say a bunch of crazy shit after that. So I think you use death sympathy so you
Hey,
could try to
Bernard,
get away with floating in some
but
crazy shit and
but
everybody go
Bernard,
easy on you.
Bernard, there's a
Like you
lot of
can't be using the dead to do other your own agenda.
well,
Your own dirty
Bernard,
work.
Bernard.
That's
It'll
an
be
old man.
nice if that was really what was happening. I had one every week for the last 2 weeks, and I thought we were gonna have a third one, but RCA showed up today, so I didn't think he passed away. So he's here live, and I think we should acknowledge him. With
LAR.
LAR.
RCA.
You see how
You see
you
how I
see how
do
we
this
got to
shit.
deal with the Candyman Daddy? Yeah.
When
You
you
see
get
that?
97 years old, everybody around you dying. So I mean, that's just part of the territory.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah,
I never looked at it in that way.
you
Your
97 and a half
electricity
Yeah,
gonna
years
die in a
old. I
minute.
mean,
Oh, okay.
I was
And next,
absolutely thinking like this is an
uh,
old man. He gonna have, God forbid, but he gonna have a
yeah,
couple of these every time we look up.
yeah,
yeah.
y'all young people have a couple shorties pass away too. They ass be dropping off
I
too
ain't
now.
that young. I'm in the middle. So
And y'all
I'm
understand. You
behind
always gonna be in
you.
the. You always
Well,
gonna be in the middle. That's where
oh,
you usually
you ain't.
target
I was
you
just
at.
playing, Daddy. You ain't have to get rid of the. Daddy, you ain't have to get rid of the creepy bear. He could have stayed. He could have
Yeah,
stayed. It just was.
He could
It
have
just was.
stayed.
he
Yeah.
probably a little moist.
It just was a little weird. It just was a little weird. I always be thinking them bears gonna move if you just look
Yeah,
at it. If you when you stop looking at them, it's like they do like that on you, and then they get back still.
but now you one of them brothers who's scared of a clown. Are
No,
you not scared of clown?
I ain't
RCA look like he's scared of a clown.
RCA. You ain't even close.
LAR.
Well,
You
I'm,
said
I'm
you said 90% of the people in your house, right?
include you. I ain't gonna let you get that in. I'm gonna beat
Because
you
I'm
on
sure
that
you
one.
can't count to 10.
You're right about that,
So
especially backwards.
you got to
Mm.
Never get
talk
a
to the technical
countdown from
daddy.
me. Never get a countdown from me. But it's good to have you back, bro. I ain't seen you in a while. I ain't know what happened, but it's good to
No,
have you
he
back.
got a
I
little
had
work
power
still
this
to
whole time. Nobody cut off my electricity.
No twitchy with twitchy.
electricity. All right, so we're about to get into it. I mean, I know some of y'all already, are familiar with the story of the gentleman who posted. I guess they posted this picture. It went viral. It says a man goes viral after social media learns he fathered 33 children. So he got all. Well, I mean, I counted. That ain't all of them. So I mean, that just speaks to, he couldn't round them all up for the photo. I mean, it's about he about 10 kids shy. So somebody argued he could be in the life of all those kids still. I'm like, he couldn't even get them all for the photo. So I mean, so I don't think it's possible that he could be in the life of all those kids. But either way it goes, this is a picture that went viral. The man who had 33 kids. He actually spoke. He actually responded to a lot of the criticism, and he was every bit as pooky as you would predict. But just moving along, he says the legacy will live forever. I want to thank my kids' mothers for helping me make this day possible. And by this day possible, it means the day he got most of his kids all in one place. I mean, hey, all right. So he said, I want to thank. Oh, and he dropping names of the mamas.
Damn.
Rochelle, Leonard, that's Emily spelled Emmalee. Shay with an apostrophe and a capital S. Okay, these names are telling a lot.
Yeah, you're right. You got to pretty much go to the ghetto dictionary to even learn how to say them.
Okay, Mecie, Misi Okra. Uh,
Okra.
okay.
Got any name collard green?
Cortland Nicole. It's some. Of course, it's a Nikedra in there. Nikedra. Okay, so he shouted out a few of the names of the mothers. Just moving on. A lot of the responses to it before we get into it. I'll just read some of the people are saying. This is what's damaging the black community, creating more broken homes, and I know his ass ain't got ish to leave them kids talking about legacy. Give me a break. The one thing that I'm going to circle back to is when that criticism is heavy on him, which you can criticize a man for doing that. But like I always say, I don't know how many mamas it is. It's 33 kids. Let's just say it's 17 mamas. Okay. I always say in a situation like that, if it's 17 baby mamas in a situation like that, there's one man who ain't worth a damn, and at least 16 women who ain't. I'm giving the first one a pass. Even if I get a second one a pass, we talking
That's so
15
much
women
shade.
who ain't worth a damn. Because they lined up to be baby mama number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there it is. There it is right there. But everybody's just looking at him. But anyway,
I
we're going to
don't think that's fair when we
hold
don't
on.
know
We
what
gonna
he
we'll
was
get back to
telling
that.
these women.
Let me hold on. Whoa. Time out. Look, we gonna get to it. Let me get through these comments. Then we gonna talk about it. All right. Sad because then if you have this many children, you're going to have some children taking on parental roles. That is true. Yeah, that is true. And then other children who might be more susceptible to emotional neglect. Like there's no way you can ensure that each of these kids are going to be taken cared for in an equitable way. Just reading a few of the comments. This is irresponsible all around. This first one from a guy. This is irresponsible all around. It is irresponsible on his part because there is no way he can be active in the lives of his children's can he be active in all his children's lives, and it's irresponsible of these children's mothers. Thank you, brother. Thank you. These children's mother to even get pregnant by this man. Like I said, I'm giving the first. Even we get a first three a pass, it's still at least 14 women walking around crazy. But anyway, she says, it's so disgusting. How is creating fatherless homes a legacy? I agree with her on that one, though. Other men build, come out here with that other men shit. She just gonna make all, they're just one big white man who built the, okay, anyway. All right. Build empires and kingdoms to show their manhood. This demographic can only display manhood in the most degenerate, vile, and toxic ways. I agree that that is a degenerate form of manhood to just father that many children, unless you're in a situation like I gave Future a slight pass being rich. Give him a slight pass because he could, if you could afford to send all them kids to private school and financially do the above and beyond to make up for the fact that you can't be in 20 places at one time, then I'll give a slight pass. Those kids, given the money in the millions that he could use to provide those kids with a better life, it may be better than the life of some kids that didn't get knocked up, whose mama didn't get knocked up by Future. So I also even then in that situation, but just regular cats doing that shit is crazy. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna get to y'all. Just hold all y'all opinions. I'm gonna go to y'all. I just want to read through some of the comments that came with the initial posting that I saw. And this, he says, don't get how this. He says, oh, hold on. I don't get how this is irresponsible or nasty. LOL. Y'all don't know what go on in people's lives. Wow.
What
The
you
word
say?
legacy, one of the worst things.
she ready to have his next one.
Yeah, that she lining up. She want to be baby. I mean, if it's, I don't know how many baby mamas it is. If it's 30 of them, she trying to be 31. She was 33. She trying to be 34. The word legacy.
7 to 13 of them.
It's 13 of them. That
Hmm.
ain't as bad as I thought, honestly. I, you know. Anyway, the word legacy was one of the worst things to hit the black community. Yeah, we do throw that around too much. What else? I think this is the last one. Okay, no, second from the last one. So we'll get a couple more comments from the initial post. It said, this is so sick and selfish. Breeding is not a legacy. No nurturing, no wealth, just more black children in poverty whose needs will be unattended to. Does he even own a home? Is he married to that woman? You mean those women? Like what? Huh? I hope you don't think one woman pushed all those kids out. Just
Right.
disgusting. Same for those 1K plus loves that enable this dynamic. I don't know what you mean 1K plus loves that enable this dynamic. Beyond irresponsible, no way he can spend time in this many households. And it also seems like he's purposely impregnating. We got evidence that that is true. He's purposely impregnating these women from the video in the thread. Then y'all turn around and make fun of kids, girls, a lot of the time for not having their fathers in the home. I don't think people make fun of girls for not having their fathers in the home. It's just talked about, but that was worded kind of weird. But all right. That's the story, more or less. That's what happened. That's what is. That is what it is. We're gonna bounce it around the panel to see what everybody think here. We starting it out, jumping it off with the great LAR movement. So go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
So since we're talking about third legacy and all of these kids, I just have a few things that I see with this picture. It's a lot of young kids.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of young kids. And I guess he got a fetish for a certain color at this particular genre in his life, because the older kids are dark, the younger kids are lighter. So I'm guessing he's like, he's kind of.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Are you saying
You got a
that
point, though.
around this range here, he was messing with dark-skinned women? He got his windows busted out his car too many times, so he just he moved on to lighter women around this era.
Listen, first of all, he got about 15 kids under 4. So whenever he made that change, that was like 4 years ago, and he just went mayhem like. Okay.
He got him some beige vagina and lost his mind right around this time. As dark as he is, the women, you got a good point. The women probably beige. So yeah, if the kid came out, yellow-ish. So wow. Okay. Anyway, carry on, LA. You made a good observation.
Just observation. The other thing is just, I would bet, because the kids are so young, the kids either in the middle or older that are not there, I'm pretty sure it's probably because they don't rock with them.
Mm-hmm.
Say that one more time, Eliar.
The other kids that aren't there, I'm sure they're probably older. I'm pretty sure they probably don't rock with them. Well, them other mothers don't rock with them. Because, if this is what you being a legend means, because I hate to do it, but I don't hate to do it. He gonna hold this picture up like he been a good daddy for the next 20 years.
You know he is, Eliar.
You see this picture? All of y'all was there. I love y'all. I love all of y'all and y'all mamas. Every night I finish that bottle of Hennessy. All of y'all, I love y'all the same. This is it's beyond stupid. Now, the best part of this is that who's holding the baby with the head? Is that a daughter?
Grandma. That's grandma. The woman holding the baby is grandma.
You researched all this, Jada?
Oh yeah, the ladies went deep on this one.
Yeah.
So grandma got colored hair and holding.
He went deep on.
Yeah, he kept going deep.
He was going deep, short, side.
As long as
we take a different interest in this kind of thing, because like we had a show, and I'll go ahead and go there. We did a show where it was unearthed that that when women meet a man of a certain age and he don't got no kids, they think something wrong with him. They start questioning him. So I think the inverse, the flip of that.
I don't have no problem with him.
Yeah. I see a man at a certain age with that many kids. I get curious on some. I mean, I think that's how he just keep having more kids. You got how many kids? And then y'all want to see what it do. Like, come on, is it some?
Jada having hot
flashes. We went looking because we wanted to know what type of women allowed this. That's what we went looking for. And 2 to the most interesting thing, we saw all sorts of stuff. We saw grandma and what grandma had to say about it. We saw how tall he was. We heard him talking about how he likes his girls young, in which all his baby mamas look very young. And for some of those little babies that be like almost 4 and under, it's like, did he get them fresh off the playground? So
Okay.
yes,
He sound
that
like
that
he.
showed us what we were looking at. Like, oh, he probably
he
pulled out that same fake little stack he had,
yeah.
and was enticing the girls on the playground.
Well, you could tell he don't like old expired eggs. If he like young girls, that's one thing.
Yes,
You get
yes,
that out the way,
yes,
and
yes.
you look like you getting hot flashes just by talking about him, talking about how tall he
Uh-uh.
was and all that other stuff. But anyway,
Mm,
you know you had.
I know that nice
I was
house.
dreading
I know.
LAR saying that I would date him. That's what I was dreading. Because
Okay.
LAR keep mentioning that, and I'm like, Lord, please don't say that on air.
But
But
nah.
hold on, but J Speed, you stumbled across a good point, so we just gotta make it clear. He's not gonna make no more good points today. He already got his one good one out the way.
I
But
got two.
Jay, you say you get two a day?
Yeah,
We'll
two a
see.
day, like a broken clock.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. But Jada, that looked real nice, and I can't see the rest of the house. I'm just gonna assume the rest of the house is as nice as the shot we got right there, which means I know you got some central air in there, which means you shouldn't be sitting there fanning yourself because you got central air. So that just makes me say that JHP's good point that you just getting a little hot and bothered thinking about this man who done made 33 babies.
No, no, no. What happened is that you in Michigan, it's raining and stuff. So I didn't want to turn on the air conditioner and then get sick with it being so cold outside. So
Okay, good
that's
one.
all. Thank
Okay.
you.
Good
And
comeback.
I
Good
got
Did you
this
go to
comeback.
beaming
visit?
hot light sitting on me.
Ain't true, but good comeback.
Maybe you're fanning because you want to visit the meat market.
No, it is truth in that because the weather in Michigan is weird. It will get cold at a weird time and start raining, and then it stop raining and it's back hot. So you'll be turning the air on, turning it off, turning it. So
Great
basically
backup.
you just weather it for. So she is
Great
accurate.
backup singer there, Bernard. Great
No, I'm
backup
serious.
singer.
I do know what you mean. Sometimes you don't even bother messing with it. You just you don't
How,
it'll get temporarily cold. You'll be turning the heat on, air off. So you just weather it. Yeah,
It-
I understand.
But
Look, it
one
had
thing,
anyway,
80 degrees
it's
outside, and
raining.
then suddenly by what, 4 or 5 o'clock, it started snowing.
so that's why they
Yeah.
stopped making cars up there.
I just want to know, after you saw this man's picture and you heard about his reputation, was it raining outside or inside?
Uh
It definitely wasn't raining inside, I tell you that.
Okay,
And no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He would
Bernard,
have never got my attention.
hey, Bernard,
Uh-uh.
you know you're in trouble. You know you're in trouble when you take your family picture. They had to take half and half and then put it together. Put that shop to put it together.
Yeah.
Because I just want the whole picture.
panoramic.
They took one half and took the other half and put it together. You know you're
And
in
put them
trouble
all
then.
together.
But I could say he followed the Bible to the letter. Be
Be
fruitful and
fruitful.
multiply. He's doing God's work. Y'all can say what you want to say. I got a different spin on this one.
That's
Nah, that
exponents.
ain't God's work right there.
Yeah, wait.
He,
Didn't
he
God
ain't he
say?
ain't gonna do
Wait,
that.
wait. Did God give Eve or Adam some damn birth control?
Yes.
No,
He
what?
said no.
What was the birth control?
He
Tell me.
told he told Adam not to touch that fruit.
No, we ain't talking about the fruit. We talking about that box.
The fruit
He
was
told
blocked.
no. He told
That's why
Adam
the
to touch
scripture
that.
they would
No,
get
no,
up
no,
inside
no.
her and have
He
the
told
baby.
him. No, he told him not to eat that box. He didn't say not to touch that box. He said be what? Fruitful and multiply. Now he didn't
How
give
many
neither
ain't
Don't
want to
one of
know
touch
that?
them.
that box. He
Wait,
said don't
wait,
touch that box in the
he said
middle.
don't eat that
But
box.
hold on, but real quick. Eating, touching box, eating box, all that aside. Let me ask JC this from a pro-black perspective.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
do you look at this? And I've heard some pro-blacks go this route. They look at it something like this. They don't see something like this. They don't see nothing really wrong with it. They look at
Okay.
it from the perspective. Hey, Brenda ain't seen Brenda in a while. You got
Hey,
some
Brenda.
unexcused. You
She on
got some
that flight.
unexcused absences, Brenda. You got some
Yeah.
unexcused
Yeah.
absences.
She
But
don't match somebody.
but hold on. Let me get this out. Let me get this out.
Yes, sir.
From a pro-black standpoint, there are schools of thought where they're on some the more the merrier. We need to build all, all black babies, all black children are a goal. They're part of the tribe. They're part of the army. They're part of the voting block. The whatever you name it. Produce them. Get them in. Bid them in. Get them in. Like
Yep.
I've
Get them,
heard that
girl.
thought process. So to some degree, do you not see anything wrong with this?
Well, to some degree, Bernard, I don't think you had to do all that movie trailer. You could just ask me the damn question.
I
My
did ask
mom.
you the damn question. I just had to set it up for the audience.
I understand. I understand.
Don't come to me like that. You sitting there
Do
in
an
house,
intro, and
all the
now we
windows
about to shut
closed
you up.
with some hold on.
Oh,
You sitting there in
hey,
the house with all the windows closed, the blinds up,
I'm
and got
scared.
shades on.
I'm
You got
scared.
shades on in
Looking
the
like
Hey,
house.
Ray
Bernard, I'm
Charles.
scared. I'm
Only
scared. Help me out. I'm scared. They
only
got me locked up in
only a
here.
only a
But
shady old nigga would have
hey,
shades
hey,
on in the
hey,
house.
hey, but look, listen to this, Bernard.
You
I
there looking
just
like
like I.
Ray Charles.
Hey, listen to him, Bernard. Yeah, you're right. I got to get a little rocking in it. But anyway, Bernard. The reason I said that, my mom had 18 children. My great aunt had 26. But all of it was done by two husbands on my great aunt's side,
That's
and
different.
and one husband on my mom's side. But what I'm trying to say, I can see where people could take this, and I can see what some even pro-blacks would say, because they believe uh, using birth control is not natural. And if you go be out there slanging like the Wild Wild West, these are the things that happen. And for the women who could have had 36 children, but choose to go and be a serial killer and had them sucked up by a vacuum cleaner, that's something totally different. But I'm just telling you, as
Yeah.
much as we have sex on this planet, we can talk about this all we really want to. But when you really look at it, and you look at it in the natural state that it's done, I asked the question earlier, and it seemed like a joke, but it really wasn't a joke. That God give Adam or Eve birth control pills. So this is the norm when you're not in a structure mace. This is the norm. When you start putting your penis in a woman's vagina, this is what happens.
But
Now
we
I
are in a
understand.
structured place though. We are
No,
we
no, no,
are in
I
a,
understand, but that a structured place is only as good as the people who go follow it.
go ahead.
How
Go
many
ahead,
kids does
Elia.
Adam and Eve have? What, 28? What,
Wait,
30?
wait a minute, wait a minute. I think look at all the people in the world. There's 7 billion of us now, so I think we're the offspring from all that. So they probably had.
No, no, look. I know you can't count to three,
Don't worry about
but
it. I don't have my GED. Don't worry about it. But I do know that all of us are offspring for the Christians now. This is only for the Christians.
For the
All of
Christians,
us
we
are
are the offspring.
offspring from Adam and Eve. So it's
I,
7 billion people on this planet. So you do the
no,
count. You do the
no,
math.
no. What do they
That's
have?
not their
What?
children, though.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Yeah,
offspring.
but
They're
but
not
but how many
children.
they had before they
They're
stopped?
offspring.
How many they had before they stopped though?
I think he had
Two.
more than Adam and Eve.
I don't think so.
Who you talking about, God? Or you talking
No,
about
I'm
no.
how
talking
many
about this
She
kids
talking
guy.
Adam
about
and Eve have?
yeah.
Adam and
We
Eve
talking
have
about
like
how?
what,
Do you know, young
28
lady?
kids?
Do you know how many Adam and Eve had?
No.
She
But
It's
that
when you
somewhere
do,
between 28 and
I ain't gonna
40.
lie, but when you do make that count, make sure you don't include one of those kids because one of the kids was from the serpent.
the serpent. I ain't know he had a wee wee.
It wasn't theirs. Remember what happened between the brothers and then what God said about it. So that child did not come from Adam. That
So
was
this
all
is
legit. Now I would have thought you would have known that one,
no.
sir.
I don't. Wait a minute. No, I don't like. You
He
got to
was side
understand.
babies from the jump. You are not the father.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Y'all talking about the Bible. OG ain't never read
I'm
it. He
not the
just going off
mother.
You're
memory because he
right.
was there.
I mean, they did deal in Braille. I
You
know how to
going off
read Braille.
you're going off memory because you was there. So yeah, I gotta refresh him up on what y'all actually read. That's all.
Okay, what was it, Bernard?
Nah, I don't know. I wasn't there and I ain't read it. But I'm just saying that they gotta
The
you ain't
but
read
blind
it, but you was
Highlander.
there. That's
but
all.
the answer to your question, Bernard, is there are some people who believe in the natural order of things, and then they're just not pro-black. That's just people in the world. When you go down in Utah and all these other places, There are people who believe that you shouldn't strangle or put a rubber band around your penis when you're having sex with your girlfriend or your significant other, and so they believe that whatever was produced between, I know, look at LAR. Let me do it the way he would do it. Let me think about it. Okay, I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. This is the way that people perform when they are in what we call they want to be in the natural state.
You're too black to mention Utah.
No, but you know I know about it.
The
Thought
only
about
black
move.
people in Utah play for the Jazz or Utah State in Utah.
Okay,
You need to pick another state.
all right. Before we go to Jada, I just want to say this: when people just being reckless and irresponsible, and we gonna hear this brother speak real soon. But when people being reckless and irresponsible, I don't think they could just put it on some natural state kind of stuff. I mean, I get it and I understand it, but nah, I just think it's just something. I just think it's some reckless, irresponsible stuff that you want to do anyway because if it make you feel good, do it. Now I'm going to retroactively try to explain some. Oh well, this is just real, just earthy and true to the nature and the core of who we are as human beings. And God said, and then nah, you just don't like pulling out. It's like that's where I'm at with that. But
But see,
go
you
ahead.
just went against what you just said, Bernard. Why
Whatever,
would
Jada.
you go through the whole process to pull out? That's part of the process.
I understand.
Why would you go through all that to get that climax, and then all of a sudden you go pull out the bucket? You pull. That's why you got it. I mean, that's why you got that sensation inside the bucket. Why would you pull it out of the bucket? Oh, y'all call it a box now, but we used to call it a bucket.
No, you obviously the girls you've been dealing with are buckets because there's a lot of
OG,
space in the
OG,
bucket.
how many kids you got?
Five. I only have five, Bernard.
How many
And
women?
Or
what you mean? Two wives, bro.
Two wives. Okay, okay.
Yes.
So you,
Okay.
so okay, okay. So you did it in, I would say, a responsible way. I mean, for
Because
marriages
I
don't.
understand the natural rhythm that we use.
Okay. All right. All right. Jada was trying to jump in. Jada
Get
was
it
trying to
in,
jump.
Jada. Get it in. Get it in.
What was you about to say?
Okay, so dang, what was I about to say? It was something that we were talking about. Okay, so my grandmother or grandparents had 13 children, and 15 exactly. Two of them passed away at birth, but they had 13 children, and that's together. She didn't have no with no extra men and nothing like that. He didn't have any with any extra women, and I only have one child. I have never aborted the mission, so I ain't like how OJ Speed was talking about women be sitting up there instead of having all these children, they going to the chop shop. No, we are not all doing that. Just wanted to make that statement. Want to make
If
that
you be
clear.
calling me OJ Speed, like I like white women or something, you always get OJ mixed up
OJ.
with me.
OG, that's right. OG
You
and
say
Speed,
OJ
okay?
Speed. Okay, get it
Yeah.
in, get it in. Go ahead, get it in.
Yes. But yeah, so this guy has he has about 13 baby mommies, and he has over 30 children. He said 33, but then his one of his baby mamas who has some of his kids says that he is not counting three of those children. So I guess he is still waiting on the paternity test on those. So yeah. For the women, I don't know what they were thinking, especially it what I can say is it's possible because you done had a guy on the show who done said he tells women he has kids. There's another guy running around saying he don't tell women that he got kids at all. So maybe these women are not thinking he got kids the first time around. But the fact that they've had extras with him is like, why did y'all have extra? At some point, y'all had to know that he had all of these babies because I saw the Facebook and he shows all these kids all the time. So, you had to know he had at least six of them.
what state or city is this in?
Most certainly.
He said he was in,
We hold on. Wait.
oh
Okay. All
man,
right. where
I
you going
remember
with
he
this
said he had
state or
kids in
city thing?
Texas
Because
and everything.
Jada said some problematic things right there that I
Most
got
certainly
to
she
get
It
to.
wasn't
did.
in Mississippi, I tell you that. Shout
So
out to Mississippi for not
She
letting them
say
pollute down south.
no.
Because he got
You
it was
make it
three
sound
states
like
he polluted.
wait. We can't let that skate by.
Uh-oh.
That it's even a remote possibility that they didn't know. Only way somebody didn't know if it was on some one night stand type stuff. Okay, I'll give a pass. One
yeah.
night. I mean, if it's a one night stand, you don't know somebody's life.
Blame it on
But
the alcohol.
if you know, I mean,
Oh,
unless we
I
naive enough
can't
to
say they
believe,
all know that. I can't
and,
say that. I won't even do it.
okay, we can't
Because
even
I
be
know guys
naive
that
enough.
lie.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I said, because I know guys that lie.
You
Yeah,
ever been
guys
lied to?
lie, but I mean,
I've been lied
how
to.
long do it take to figure out stuff? Like the only way you could say that is if you're willing to concede the simple point that he got all these women pregnant in the first week or 2 weeks of knowing them. If that like
Well,
maybe in the first week he could kind of front a little bit. But one thing I do know that, like, put it like this, man, this the same investigative journalism skills that you had to find all the baby mamas and see how old they are, what they look like, what
yes,
all
because I'm going to know.
you did all of that. I'm sorry, one
I
dude who
did
you
that.
letting
But I got
you
one kid and I don't sleep around like that. So
oh
I did that research. A lot of women are not. There are women
I
getting
know,
pregnant in 2 months or less.
but the
And then
problem
that he got
is,
all
hold
of
on,
these
wait.
babies.
The problem is when you try to say, oh well, maybe they didn't know, but then you also acknowledge that they didn't care to do the research, so you can't absolve them of responsibility if they were just ignorant, thinking, oh, I really like this guy and he seems like a normal,
Oh
regular
no,
guy, and we just know and we
full accountability.
we're
They
gonna
got
be
full
together.
accountability.
What'd you say? Oh, okay, see, I'm
Full
hold on, let me make
accountability.
sure.
I'm not taking not
Well,
a single bit of accountability away from these women. They was with this guy for whatever reason, and you can tell that having 15 children, at least in this picture, because some of the other kids were not there. So we don't even know if those were actual under four kids. He was not having not a single relationship with these women. So that's
Exactly.
their fault that he was that they let him bust it wide open immediately. You can tell he has way too many kids. He got a whole bunch of hood twins.
But y'all
listen.
So that
women
means he ain't spending
love
no time with these women.
y'all women love bow-legged Willie with the third leg, and y'all just
No,
want
we
to
don't.
test it out.
Not this 411 brother. Not at
not
Yeah,
all.
not
yeah,
you.
yeah. We gonna get okay. I'm about to
Well,
roll the
Not the
well,
clip.
man walking around with the baby daddy shirt on. No.
let me
I'm about
let
to,
me just
yeah. So
say
I mean,
something
he
real
I'm a
quick.
Southern Belle.
he wear it on his sleeves that he's a serial impregnator. Let's just put that out there. So it ain't no way
Yes.
of they didn't know. They
I
signed up
don't.
for it. It's if no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I want to play the clip of this dude. I want to play the clip of this dude so we can go ahead and see. Yeah, I don't even know what we just about to play the damn clip. But
Is that platinum?
and that
Like
shit.
that, for those who are saying,
he
for
wear
those who
them.
are
He
saying the
got a picture
stipulation,
just like that.
like that. For those who are saying the stipulation of like that, yes, like these women. I'm not like that. I'm not like these women out here. So yes, like that. Y'all be trying to pick through little moments. Y'all ain't gonna catch me like that. No.
No,
We
you
know, we know, we know,
we
Well,
we
I
know.
can
gonna
admit that he did have a light skinned summer, because all that front row the same age. He definitely had a light skinned summer.
Yeah.
And
It's
some of
15
them,
of them that are under four. I mean, even one of his daughters holding a baby, a son is holding a baby, grandma holding a baby, he holding two. These are babies. And
But
then you got
me,
the whole
why
front row.
them grandmas look all of 37. But anyway,
You got to see that in the face. She looked every bit of old. She looked like
oh,
she
she
had a
look
rough,
old in the
hard
face.
time. No offense.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
And she
All
probably
right,
wanted all these grandbabies
all right.
too.
We gotta roll the tape of this masculine ideal prototypical man that y'all know and love that y'all okay. Anyway, all right, we got to roll it.
You ain't got no motherfucking money to sit the fuck down. And I meant that. Because I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. You hear that? Yeah, bitch. I'm that nigga, though. Pull out game, mate. Pull out game ain't weak. I just don't pull out, bitch.
I told you. I told you,
He started
goddamn it.
out with my pullout game might be, and then he
Yeah.
changed it. Yeah,
No, I said it from
like
jump
I
that
said.
I said it from jump. His pullout game ain't weak because to have a weak pullout game that implies that you intended on pulling out and you failed at it. No, he's making a conscious decision not to
Not
pull out.
pull
You don't
out.
have that many kids by accident. This is
Hell no.
this is
I
deliberate.
mean, you got a lot of sperm, but you know, you don't have
34 with 38
without
kids.
pulling.
That's a lot.
You
Whew.
motherfuckers that want to know I don't pull out. It ain't weak, motherfucker. I don't pull out.
He did not hit puberty.
Fuck you mean weak, motherfucker? Said talking about my motherfucking kids. You niggas got 3 or 4 and don't do a motherfucking thing. Ain't shit weak over here. My pockets ain't weak and my dick soul ain't weak, bitch ass nigga. You pussy ass nigga.
And that there it is right there.
That is right there. Hey, if you got a brother coming in the house and he's shining his Johnson like you shining shoes, y'all ass better run. I'm saying. I say if you got a brother coming in your bedroom, ladies, and he's shining his Johnson like a man shines some shoes, y'all ass better run. He ready to put in some work and he ain't pulling out. That's what I'm saying. Or he coming in the room and he's cutting the tip off the condom just to tell you he put on a condom. Run.
All right.
This is the guy that is polluting his area with them STDs that they got a high rate of. That's all
Oh
that
my.
is.
We got to ask the
So,
baby moms about that STDs. Maybe he's a
oh,
clean
speaking
serial
of
baby maker.
which, speaking of
Yeah.
which, there was a baby mama who said he did have something, and that's why she was not allowing her kids to be in them photos. So,
Wow. Wow.
Oh, he had
That's
something, so she had the kid, but she don't want him to be in the photo.
okay.
right. Well, he had recently gave her something, and so when she found out she was not putting the kids in the photos, she didn't want to have nothing to do with him and his ghetto nature, she says.
Did
So,
did
I
she
don't
speak
know why
of
it
what
took
he?
that moment, but
Okay, did she speak on what did he have?
well, she said the herpaderp. Now I
The
don't that
herpeder.
might have the herpaderp.
Okay,
So
okay,
that could
all
have been
right.
cap, but I don't
Or
know.
maybe could have just been a blister of him using this tool so much.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
look, I don't deal in this type of world, so I can't tell you what's
Okay,
all I
going
yeah,
on.
know if he got something that you can't get rid of, that mean that all the women got it and half the damn kids got it. Everybody in the damn
yeah,
picture got it. So anyway,
yeah.
all right.
It sure look like the oldest son is like, man, you messing it up for me in the future. He was in them pictures not looking happy at all. Pope and the kids were looking like, who this man and who is all these kids out here? Your
Yeah.
daddy and your siblings, baby. Just take the picture, sweetheart.
Well, I hope he didn't take one of his kids' girlfriends.
What? All right,
I
we
hope
rolling.
it. No. What I'm just saying now, I'm talking about grown kids. I'm not talking about no adolescents. I'm talking about grown kids. Like if his son was 18 years old, had a girlfriend, like look, them some young eggs right there. Why you wasting your time, boy? Let me show you what you're supposed to do with this. I mean, he seemed like that type of dude, the way he's talking.
Yeah, he could be. I wouldn't
Yeah,
put it past him
he seemed like the
because
kind
he
of
think
dude
this makes him a
he don't
legend.
mind where he aim his gun at as long as she's 18 and she ready and got young eggs. He letting that damn pistol shoot. But go
Mm,
ahead,
Yeah.
Bernard.
Yeah.
Sitting there
happy.
talking. Ain't got a motherfucking dollar in your pocket. Ain't got a dollar in your motherfucking pocket. Ain't got a dollar in your
3,000.
motherfucking pocket. But you want to talk that shit. I'm still that nigga with 30. I'm still that nigga with 30. I'm still that nigga with 30. Fuck you mean, bitch. I'm still that nigga. When you get like me, then you come fuck with me, bitch.
All right. I just gotta say this. When it come to black, I mean, like, okay, where I'm not only supposed to say where I'm from, just in grown up world, I think most responsible adults could either go to their bank account or savings account or Webull account and pull out, I would say maybe if you had to give, what was that, about $4,000? Would y'all say?
Roughly,
Okay,
because I gave him 3,000, 3,500 at most.
okay, I'm rounding it up to $4,000. What I don't understand, you have to reach a level of adulthood where $4,000 is not impressive, and show that there's it shouldn't be an amount of cash that you can show that's impressive, because adults tend to have that, even though some don't. There's some data on that with the average person having their savings account, blah 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 blah. I get it, but damn, like am I tripping where it's like no stacks of cash should be impressive past a certain age? Am I tripping?
But
But
he about to
no,
tell y'all it's 20K though.
but not. Now you have to look at it in another way. All right, let's just be serious about this,
Okay.
if we can. Right? I
Okay.
mean, when guys go in strip clubs, they make it rain for women. So he was just trying to show you he could make it rain for his thing. You know what I mean? We never seen that before. I never seen it before, and I never want to see it again. But he was actually making it rain, for his thing. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing. Same thing the guys do when they throw that, make it rain for girls when they be up there, flipping and hopping and sliding down poles. So he just did a self-inflicted making it rain for his thing.
He did it for the new baby mama prospects. Okay,
That's
somebody
it.
is
That's
gonna
it.
drop
That's it.
dead
That's
Yep.
in
it's
there.
all. It all go together.
Yep.
Uh,
All right, go ahead. Go, LA. You look like you look like you was fixing your mouth to say something. Go ahead, LAR.
Once you get online and you make dope boy moves, you're forever stuck. And to making it rain, that's what I was thinking about with OJ, Speed, and Congress. There comes a point where, okay, so you gonna move like a drug dealer or a trick at a strip club, and you're gonna put this online because you 30, you got more kids than you got years. Just
yes.
think about the logic, and you got a few racks on you. So if I wanted to rob you, I feel sorry for you, but I still rob you because hey, you put it out there. But bro, let me make this common and plain. You couldn't afford to do all them damn kids' hair in that damn picture.
Them kids had fake Converse
You
shoes
could
on.
you couldn't afford to pay for all the clothes in all them kids'
Converse.
pictures.
Fake Converse shoes on. Yes, I said it. We looked at it. He
How
had
you
fake
know it was
Converse.
fake Converse?
Uh,
We looked at it. We saw
I,
them. Those were not real.
I didn't
They
even
were
matter
know
of
they
fake.
fact,
made Converse anymore.
Forman Mill versions. Yeah.
Women be noticing too much stuff.
Yeah. So you
We
try to say he
analyzed it.
had he had them shoes called NBAs that look like Converse. See, I
no,
know y'all don't know nothing about the NBA shoe.
y'all.
No,
I hate to say this about this dude, but I don't hate to say this. He can afford tattoos, and obviously he can afford food because he kind of chubby and small at the same time. He can't afford to feed all of them damn kids out of his own pocket.
You
So I
saying
don't
you
know.
saying are you saying the amount of cash that he showed, he could probably feed 33 people for two and a
for
half
the barbecue.
days?
The amount of cash that he's showing, he could possibly pay gas money for the week to get them kids, all them kids, to his house back and forth for a month, possibly.
Let me tell you this, Bernard. Um, Consistently, just in food for 32 people, I spend about close to $6,500 a month.
Mm.
What you say? Say that for food for all the people that be at your house?
Yeah, $6,500 a month.
God damn. How many of them is it?
32.
32.
3 meals a
Them your
day.
kids. You put this on this boy.
This is a weird situation with whatever he got going on at his house, because he's like he take care of old crazy people, and I don't know how that worked, that we're a old crazy person is taking care of old crazy people. So it's like, who's running the asylum over there? I
Police,
don't
Joe,
police
OG
protecting the police. That's what I look at
OG
it.
OG, you might be one of the crazy people at the asylum, and they just got you thinking you running it.
Well,
You
it's a movie
you one of
by
the
it's a movie by itself.
you one of the patients. Have y'all seen Shutter Island with
he
Leonardo
already dressed up
DiCaprio?
like the candy man.
Yeah,
So you know he ain't the same one.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
But so unless he making that, and that's just in food. That's no electricity. That's no none of that other stuff, Bernard. So
You said
what
elect
I'm
what?
let
Hmm?
electrical to come in my house. I ain't gonna put the twitchy on the end, but but that's not including telephone. That's not including Wi-Fi, a cable, none of that. That's just from food, man. That's
Wait,
every
hold
month.
up, hold up. I know he's full of it because he had that light skinned summer. He can't afford daycare for that first row. Let's just be real. Think about that. Count them kids up in the first row. That all the kids that's not even in kindergarten yet. You think he can afford daycare for them kids?
Which is it's about 10 of them in that
this
front row.
this is why you have more kids. So we say let's look at the tradition of this. All right, let's just be honest and look at the tradition of this. Back in the 60s and 50s, the average household with a large portion of the black community had 10 kids. Okay, the usually
Why you keep relating it to stuff that makes sense?
okay. I'm trying to relate it to how he took a small portion and made it a big portion. That's what I'm trying to do, Bernard. So what would happen in a household like that? The oldest would have a mass of responsibility as raising the younger kids too. They
Hmm.
would be doing the cooking and diaper changing and stuff like that. So when you say I'm trying to make sense out of, I'm just showing you what usually happened, what used to happen in our household. But I'm not talking about 30 of 30 kids.
Yeah, but it's like
When
14 households.
yeah, that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that if he has a P like mindset, he has this super
P.
mindset. P like a pea, like green peas or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if he have that mindset and he take a small sample size and he say, I could do this on a large sample size. So it making sense to him. But he don't understand that was a different time and a different place, and usually these mothers would have had one father or two fathers at his worst.
Well, let me be honest and serious about for like 30 seconds or less. The reason why he's doing this for real is because after about five of them kids, he done already did the math. They can't get no child support out of him.
I was just about to do the child support calculations in my head. I'm thinking, okay, let's just say hypothetically, okay, he's a dope boy, all right. He's making his money off the record. So on paper, he has zero income. So and then you spread it out through that many kids, it's basically yeah. So he getting hit for child support for what the $20 each.
Yep.
So I mean, so yeah, his child support is nothing, and if he is selling drugs, if those were real bills, and okay, he's selling drugs or whatever, then yeah, he's making enough to just go down there and pay his little bit of child support that he got. That was one
Yeah.
thing that I said before, that the dudes who just reckless and irresponsible and on some stupid stuff, it really don't affect them because they ain't shit and they living off the record anyway. It only affect the guys that's worth a damn. That's the only way that you could, like, you have to be worth a damn in order for it to come back to haunt you if you end up in that system. But if you're in that system and you ain't worth a damn, well, you just walk around skate, scot free because you either a bum, going from female couch to you just couch surfing. You going from another woman's couch to another woman's couch, or you're just a outright bum. One or the other, one or the other. You're either bumming it off a woman or you're just bumming, one or the other. But either way it go, when you're bumming, it don't affect you. So you can just go and be reckless as you're gonna be. Anyway, that's that tend to be how they play it. That's tend to be how they play it. But all right, let's hear the
Yeah.
rest of
Please.
the words of wisdom here.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say, nigga. You niggas will never be me.
Like who's trying? Go ahead, Bernard.
Exactly.
Let's hear this shit.
I'm like, did he just build a Fortune 500 company or something?
Yeah, you got a bunch of big head kids, and we want to be you. Go ahead, but let's hear the
He
rest
had
of
like
this
he
shit.
did something. He had like he
Yeah,
did something that couldn't be done before.
yeah.
Quit trying to run behind because you fuck the same bitch I fuck with that don't make you me.
What?
Wait a
Just
minute.
'cause
Wait a
you
minute.
fuck
I
the
know he
same.
got
That
some
sounds
DNA
personal.
test. Yeah, he got some DNA tests. He better have them all marked down.
There was a baby mama's man who was saying that he was taking care of his kids. So while he was out here
Oh,
bragging, he was taking care of his kids. So this is how this video came up.
oh, okay.
Oh, because one of the dudes came forward. Once a dude who either doing the stepdaddy dance or live-in boyfriend take care of the kids dance. He came forward and be like, he ain't even taking care of them kids. I'm taking care of 2 or 3 of them myself. That's basically the dude said.
Yeah.
Yes, that's basically what happened.
And then
Basically.
so, literally what happened.
Well, you literally, yes, that's literally what
Okay.
happened. And
Well,
in that same post, there was the baby mama who was talking about he gave her something. So whether she was capping or not, I don't know, but she did mention it.
Yeah, I mean, look, some of them they just wanted the baby to the point where they don't care. They wanted a baby. They found a serial impregnator. They got his seed. They got their babies, and then they probably own the system. But anything he come through and get him a couple $100. Oh, he do for me and my kids. So yeah, so yeah, he gonna out of the 14 or so women, he gonna have some that's gonna vouch for him and back him up. Yeah, yeah.
It will never make you me. It's only one Brian, nigga. It'll never make you me, nigga. Yeah. It'll never make you me, nigga.
All
You
right.
ain't got no mother.
All right. So
That's
Sound
it.
like Sugar Ray Leonard.
That's it.
yeah, that was a clip. That was a clip of him. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, y'all missing some parts. Then it's some parts that's missing.
Ladies and
But that's
gentlemen,
dope, though. That's good enough.
We get
never
the
trust a
gist of
man.
it.
Right.
Never trust a man in this era who is still wearing the stocking cap Newport do-rag. Never. Okay? Anybody who's still wearing that do-rag from Crooklyn is gonna never be shit in life. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Hold on. What kind of do rag we talking here?
The Newport
Fucking money.
stocking cap
This shit the
do-rag
fuck
from
up.
88. You know,
Dude,
I
is that
mean
the one?
that.
Hold on. Is that the one? That ain't the one that you tie up in the back.
no, that looks
Okay,
like
that's the
just
one.
the pullover.
Okay, that's just like a little cap, like a little beanie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you
Yeah.
ever
Okay. Yeah.
trust
No.
the,
Yeah. You
the
can't.
Newport
And
Virginia Slim stocking cap?
yeah, and you know he was mad, but nah, cause he got his t-shirt on backwards. It looked like
How
it's
could you,
choking him.
how could you tell his shirt on
I
backwards?
didn't
I
even
couldn't tell.
realize that.
You
I
don't
couldn't
see.
tell.
This is what I'm just saying. You haven't been taught the upper salon of style and dress.
No, I haven't.
You can't
Okay.
spell that and it's wrong.
Oh, don't worry about it. LAR. I can see it though. God damn
Ooh,
it. Shit, you better stop messing
Elmer
with
Fudd
me.
English
If it
class.
wasn't for a spinal cord, you wouldn't even have a neck.
Oh,
All
he
right,
been
the
Can't spell
waiting.
Mac
He
spinal
been
trucker.
waiting
cord.
to get LAR.
Can't spell spinal cord, OJ.
I guarantee you, it starts off with a C.
The Mac
Spinal?
trucker in the building
Spinal.
says,
I
OG.
guarantee you, it started off with a C, and we know it started off with an S, right?
I don't even know what y'all talking about. I missed something. But anyway, the Mac
That
trucker.
T-shirt is on backwards, bro.
Okay, all right, that's cool. The
Okay.
Mac trucker in the building says J Speed looks like Willacoochee, Georgia. Is that a place? Willacoochee? I don't know
I
about them
guess it,
southern.
yeah. Well, look at the
Georgia.
Georgia pastor.
Willacoochee,
Yeah,
Georgia pastor. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Won't you
Thank
pass
you.
that money
Thank you.
won't you pass that money over in the bucket? Put
Thank
some
you. The Mac
more money in
trucker.
that
He
bucket.
putting his last $2 on it.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
I ain't played that in a while. I had to go in and play that.
I
Jada
like
was
that.
dancing. Jada was dancing.
I like that. She's
Ja-
still fanning.
He's been saying, yeah, this dude still got her hot. All that now
I
when he
was
went
saying,
to yelling and screaming and all that masculinity that was just oozing on out, that got Jada hot and bothered. She can't no
Y'all need to
denying it.
stop playing. Y'all know I
Mm,
ain't going for that. Stop
you
playing.
think you could help him, Jada? You think you could help him
Man,
turn him around and make him
I don't
see
even
where
want to
you've
have a
been wrong?
discussion with the man. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
that man
okay,
trying to box your ovaries. You know you
yeah,
want that, man.
yeah. Pick
Jackie Jack in the building
No,
says
but Nick
how
Cannon is my next baby daddy.
Nick
Well,
Cannon.
hell, he doing triple what Nick doing. You need to triple up.
yeah.
It's okay. Nick still got the bread though, and he shows
But he
up at
kind of look
all the
like Nick
baby
Cannon. That's why
showers.
she doing all
And
that fanny. He kind of look like Nick, don't he?
Well, I
No.
was about to say,
A
and
po
I am
Nick.
just joking.
A
I
po
am
Nick.
absolutely just joking about the Nick Cannon thing. No.
Okay, how many
All right.
stepdaddies?
Jackie Jack in the building says, how many stepdaddies do y'all think are included in this mess? I know other
176.
men are looking after the kids. That is a good question. I don't know if Jada in any of her research unearthed how many stepdaddies was
It was
involved in
we
this
only
equation.
we only knew about one of them. We only know about one of them. A lot of baby mamas blocked their page from being open after they said he embarrassed them and embarrassed their children, and now one of the kids say they get bullied at school because of this. So
Wait a minute. How
Who
how
was over?
how how hold on. How are they saying he embarrassed them and embarrassed their children? I mean, they volunteered their kid to be in that picture, did they not?
No, I bet they didn't. I bet they didn't. They volunteered to have the kid go over to their daddy house. Daddy decided to make a photo shoot.
Oh, so he had been
Eh,
planning this behind the scenes. And you notice when
it
he
looked
when
like a
he when
family reunion with
when
all
he
them
thanked
T-shirts.
when he thanked the mamas, he only named about seven of them. So I think he probably did it under the radar. So he
But
probably he probably
well,
just
would you say, Bernard, that looks like a family reunion? You know how the family reunions get all T-shirts
I
look
think
together.
he just
Yeah,
went he
yeah,
pinched off some of that money that he had and
yeah,
got some t-shirts made and then had them
yeah,
all getting t-shirts for the pictures and the mammies ain't know about it. They had no
So,
yeah.
clue and then so that's
um
probably
so how bad is it to have a family reunion with your own damn kids?
when I
That's,
first saw it, I thought these were like a bunch of cheerleaders that he had, and then I read the caption like, oh, I was like, yeah, ladies, this is a good topic. Let's go for it. Because I
yeah.
thought these were like little cheerleader kids. Like, oh,
Yeah.
he does cheerleading coaching or something.
She been fanning ever since she read about this story.
Hey, what you drinking, Jada?
I have a smoothie that I blended up. It is carrot, mango, strawberries, bananas, um,
And a
and
splash of and a splash
fertility.
of
a splash of
Fertility.
kale. Right
Kale.
now, y'all see a splash of carrot. If you're wondering why it's orange, so the
so
carrot.
it ain't a drop of tequila or vodka in there.
No, sir.
She in Mississippi. She got moonshine, bro.
Oh, I'm not in Mississippi right now. I'm in Detroit, but I
You,
am Mississippi blooded. That is my bloodline. That is where I'm
yeah,
from.
yeah.
Good
And
You
where
old
this
like
dude
girl,
from again?
Mississippi.
Where's the dude at again? North Carolina,
I
where's
Alabama?
it?
forgot where he said he was.
Come on, investigator. You
Gotta
supposed to
be,
know
Texas.
it's
all
gotta be
this
somewhere in the
question.
South. Tennessee, something.
He said something like Texas or Alabama, one of the two, but he also got the kids in Texas and Alabama. So it's one of the two. He said Texas, Alabama, and something else. I
Oh,
was
he's
thank God.
statewide cereal.
Right, Mississippi is not in there. Okay.
Mm.
Mm.
So you think.
All right. Okay, so we're switching gears for a little bit. Even though I could argue that it's semi-related. Just okay, but anyway, no. We about to switch gears. We about to switch gears. This ain't semi-related at all. I kind of connected the two in a weird way, but this ain't related at all. So just get the current story out of your head. Get the current story out of your head, and we're
Okay.
about to pull up something separate. Something separate. All right.
I have never seen Jada this hot and bothered with a story.
Yeah.
She's just moving around, fanning and everything. Boy, I'm telling you, you got an itch in your twitch.
No, okay, listen, usually I would have on the fan, but somebody
Oh,
told me yesterday that the fan was making a sound a bit, so I'm not using the fan. But this
oh, okay.
light is very hot, and I don't have the windows open so you guys don't hear anything outside, stuff like
What
that.
you got? One of them Home Depot yellow pole lights? You gotta get these little round ones. Don't give off no heat.
I mean, at some
Yeah,
point,
I got the round ring light.
Oh, okay. Well, then
at
give
some
off heat.
at some point you turn
Yeah,
the AC on. At some point you just turn the AC on. But
yeah, I'm gonna
all
have
right,
to.
all right. Let's roll this. Let's roll this.
Better the offer has to be,
And this is why some of the men that jump on
Hold up. Hold on.
Yeah,
We
what
gonna
was
go
the beginning?
down.
a
We're gonna
little
come up.
more women can do for themselves, the better the offer has to be.
And this is why some of the men that jump on the internet are so angry, because as long as all they had to offer you was money, they didn't have to work on themselves in any other way. They didn't have to work on communication. They didn't have to be monogamous. They didn't have to be better communicators. They didn't have to work on their childhood trauma. They didn't have to do anything but make more money than you to afford the things that you wanted to do. That's how it worked in the past. So many women, because of the whole, wealth disparity and how men were making more money than women, they were able to be like, if you want to keep this lifestyle, you better stay with me. And women did it because that was the only way for them to have a home or cars or anything that they wanted or to be able to provide for their children. But now that women don't need men for that, they have to work on themselves in other ways. And that's what frustrates them. It's so much easier to cut the check than to be a better man. I hate to say it, but it's true. This is not all men. This is some men. The ones with podcasts, especially. Okay.
All right.
But no.
All right. All right. So let's get into that. My initial thoughts on it before I pass it to LAR, based off everything she said, that we know that men who don't work on their personality and social skills and communication skills, who are not narcissistic, serial impregnating assholes like that. We know those type of guys just aren't getting no run out here with the ladies, the guys who are, selfish, jerks, as they would call them. Those guys are just out here struggling with the ladies. And the way I connected it is all those attributes she talked about that a guy must work on in this modern time, now that women can make money. We just saw a guy who held none of those attributes.
I'm with you on that, Bernard.
Who's cleaning up real good. So, but anyway, that's how those two connect. But they was initially unconnected. But when I saw that, I was just like, hold up. That would be a pleasant. We probably live in a pretty pleasant world if the things she said the guys needed to do to get on was the things that guys had to do. But in many cases, I mean, she said, she even threw in monogamy. Like, okay, but anyway, I'm gonna throw it to LAR. Man. What you got on that? What you got on that, LAR?
The best part of all these conversations are really that people gravitate to the infomercial talk. The infomercial talk gets on my nerves because it's all on YouTube, it's all on TikTok, it's all on social media. Basically, you got a black person who's, hi, have you ever did this and that and that? And now that you understand that it's like this is what it needs to be. And then you wonder why people are suckers for these same situations, because they all fall for the infomercial. You being lied to in the infomercial by the person telling you deserve better, the same way you being lied to by the person that impregnated you with the 35th kid. This is what you're gravitating to. So at the end of the day, we have a if I talk to you like the black version of a newscaster, your dumb butt is gonna believe it, because I'm just gonna tell you what you want to hear. You can't double back and be upset at the world because you doing something stupid and you gravitate to people who telling you being stupid is okay. This happens over and over, and no disrespect to the lady who did that, because she actually has a YouTube channel and she does podcasts. So she's doing the exact same thing she's saying people are doing, and people are watching her do it.
Wait, hold on, wait. Back to that. I was reading the chat. My bad. What is the same thing she's saying other people are doing, and now she's doing it?
She has her own YouTube channel that she does the same exact thing that she says people are doing with their podcasts.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, have you seen anything else from this chick?
Yeah, she used to do strawberry letters, and she for the most part, when it comes to the relationship, she's Derek Jackson-esque.
Okay.
So
I just saw the back chat. Sorry.
What's going on in the back there?
That was a good one, LAR.
I was just talking about OJ.
Oh
But
yeah. No. Actually, I don't know if you. I called him that before. Yeah.
oh, I
We
mean,
on. Yeah, but no, we on the same wavelength with that one. Yeah.
but
But
you
nah,
know,
He over here looking like Eddie Kane at the end of the movie. Like
yeah. Hey, but nah, but
looking like
nah.
Larry Holmes' sparring partner right now.
Yeah, cause I didn't get no sleep, bro. Hey, look, but nah, yeah, she slipped it in. Jada's doing a lot of weird stuff today. She just slipped in an infomercial how to lubricate her sister braids while LAR.
I was trying to figure out what the hell she
Yeah,
was
she
doing. It
was
looked like she was putting
lubricating.
some little
She
droplets
just did
on
an
her scalp.
infomercial to show the ladies how to lubricate their braids, their sister braids or sister
It's not
locks or
braids.
whatever. So,
It's my
what
hair.
her curls or whatever. You know, she has this thing that she squeezes this lubrication up, and she don't put it on her hands and do it. She just
Soul
put it in
Glow.
certain place. Yeah.
What were you doing?
So
Okay, what was you doing? Since
exactly what I said.
I
I
see you
was
tell us.
oiling my hair. Yeah, I was oiling my hair and massaging it in. I hadn't done it yet today.
Yeah.
Let
So
me see if I can find it.
Okay.
I wanted to get that done.
She got
Just a
that.
little.
She got
See.
that Soul Glow
Okay,
popping.
you ain't
Yeah.
got to. You ain't got to be advertising your little oil products. You know,
Yeah.
you
See.
sell that. She try,
That's how.
Yeah.
she
That's
try
an
to slip in a
infomercial. I told
commercial
you.
for her
Yeah.
products that she
She
sell.
slipped that shit in. But anyway,
There you go, Jade.
yeah.
I got your
You
brother
gotta
for
do
you.
what you gotta do around here. Do the men need any
I
beard
got you.
oil? Because I sell that as well. If you guys
Okay. Maybe you just sell that brother some of that oil so you can stop skeeting all over the United States and having kids.
yeah.
She got the.
Maybe you
She,
gotta come up with that
she was
product.
hold on. Wait, pull that back up, LAR. Pull that back up. Pull
Put
that
it back
back up.
up.
She put the same shit in her hair as homeboy
Yeah.
behind LAR.
Yeah.
Y'all got
Let
the
me check.
same. Hold on,
Let me.
I only
hold
use
on, hold
juices
on.
and berries.
Y'all got the
Yeah.
same hairstyle. He just ain't got his
Yeah.
parted right there. Y'all
Yeah.
rocking the same dude.
Yeah. Most certainly. And I want to check the pillowcase. I want to check the pillowcase. You know.
My pillowcase is definitely satin because I don't wear
Yeah,
vinyl stuff. So it's
but
definitely
it's
satin.
your satin show grease stains. Satin show grease stains now. You know that,
And
right?
I happen to wash clothes and stuff, so it's okay.
So I know you. I got you. I'm just
All
letting you
right.
know I do know about these ins and outs of the house when it comes to these women.
He's saying
That
your
have
pillowcase smell like Chick-fil-A.
Absolutely not.
it smells like
All
Carol Colonel
right.
Sanders fried chicken. If she put some.
Oh, no way.
All right.
But I actually sleep in a ponytail, so like I'll
Oh,
pull
you
my hair
do?
into a ponytail,
All right,
yeah,
all
or a
right, all
bun.
right, all right, all right. Let's get back on it. Let's get back on.
Okay, where we at? Where we at?
I
Where
thought y'all
we
liked that
at?
conversation. I thought to get real interesting.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Okay. You about to talk to us about your whole sleeping. I mean, some people want to know about your sleeping patterns, and you're talking about your ponytail and what what you're sleeping
We
in.
know what guys do with ponytails.
All right. I mean, that could have potentially got interesting, but
Yeah.
if we ain't about to hear about your
Very
hair care, your
interesting.
overall hair care regimen, that we good on that. But I mean, but, but anyway, anyway, there's a topic.
We're a bird.
OG, okay, OG.
All right, I'm sorry.
I'm about to pull the plug on you. You've had one too many. One of these days they're gonna tell you that little asylum that you running, they're gonna let you know that you're a patient one of these days.
Yeah.
They figure that's the only way that you won't go crazy and start
It's telling
hurting
me I'm in
everybody else.
charge.
That's the only way they can get you to not be hurting the other patients. They have to tell you that you're responsible for them. And
I don't think none of these keys work.
You be locking them patients in the room.
Look. I don't think none of these keys work,
Yeah.
Bernard. I think they just gave them to me to make me
Are you
feel
locking
good,
them
like I'm
down
in
at night?
charge. Huh?
Do you lock them in at night?
No. I give the patients lockers because they have medication
Okay.
that shouldn't be distributed between others patients. So I make sure they lock all their medications up. Some of them take up to 13 different medications, so I have to make sure they locked up because some of this shit is real powerful.
He
All
stole
right.
them keys from a high school equipment manager.
Oh yeah, that's what I
That's what
think.
it looked
That's what
like.
I think. Matter of fact, I think they janitorial keys. I don't think they have anything to do with my house.
Those keys are go to the locks of a damn high school that been closed down for 20 years.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so, but I have not
Can't
used
let go.
one. The only one I have used is the gate key to get out, but the rest of them I ain't even tried them.
All right, man. Let's circle back to what we was talking about. I damn near need to roll the clip again of she was making a point, and that was Clarence that was at the beginning of the video. Some of y'all know him in this space. He's a proud proud blue pill pander bear. He wear it proudly at this point, even though he did float under the radar and pretend to be rocking with us, and then he just gradually rolled out his real agenda over time, and then we found out, now we know what you are. But but anyway, that was him at the beginning saying, the more women can do for themselves, the better deal you have to offer. Whereas at one point, the commitment and family was the offer, but now he's going out now. I mean, now some men are yielding and conceding to that whole little, okay, basically you got to be okay because they can make their own money. Now you got to be super nigga, and then now the chick is basically saying that no, you got to work on you. You got to work on your what did she say? What were some of the attributes she said that a guy must work on now? That was kind of some bullshit.
Walking on water, turning water into wine, feeding 1,000 baby mamas with one loaf of bread. And just normal stuff.
you got to pull off Jesus miracles, but do it for the baby mamas of the community.
You got turn a cane into a snake and all that kind of shit, Moses type shit.
Or you can just be the guy in the thumbnail. That's
what
you can
do. Stop menstrual cycles. Yeah, you gotta
you can pretty much do that if you get in the wood, right?
Yeah.
You can.
I guess that's why our boy got 33 kids.
He beat up them guts.
They just showed a picture that proves that this man is only about 5'2".
Let's see it.
Jada, share that picture that you showed.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me had to shut it off. So give me a second. Let me pull it back.
Jada, that bear just moved. She's looking. She stopped everything.
She didn't take the batteries out of it.
Look, I'm not dealing with y'all.
That ain't Teddy
Ruxpin. Y'all is gonna leave Teddy alone.
Yeah, okay. Hey, while she's looking for that, Bernard.
Freddie Dumpskin. All right.
Teddy bear named Mr. Marcus.
Why Mr. Marcus?
Google it.
Yeah, Google it. You like Googling, so hey, Google it. I ain't say Google it. I say Google it.
I'll Google it. I'm like,
don't Google it, but Google it. But anyway, Bernard, have you noticed since women have been into the workforce for the last 25 or 30 years, their hairline is starting to recede like men?
Are you talking about my forehead?
Not yours, Jada.
No, we ain't worried about your Sade.
You understand what I'm saying, Bernard? Women who are working in these men's jobs, I'm talking the ones these jobs that men usually occupy, their hairline are starting to recede, and that's been talked about too. Not only did I notice it a while ago, but I understand the other stuff they do that they have to destroy as they have to, especially in black hair. But I'm talking about actually white women, and then all women are in these high power positions. They're finding out that they have the same hard problems that men have, and their hair is starting to recede.
I don't know that to be true, but I do see how there's some truth in that. They said that a lot of women they're gaining more testosterone, and they're losing, I guess, I don't know, estrogen, or forgive me for not knowing exactly how the science work on that. So I mean, if male pattern baldness is increasing in women, I wouldn't be shocked. Shocked.
Yeah.
It's true, because a lot of working women's shoulders have gotten wider, stomachs have gotten bigger, and butts have gotten flatter. You know, it's
Now,
just happening. You know,
who was the guy who make all these babies? Which one is that?
That would be the
The
guy
Bubba
gangster.
on the
Dub,
far. Hold
Bubba
on, wait,
Dub,
real
right
quick.
there.
Let me set it up. That would be the guy on the far left. Now, Jada said because when she was doing her investigative journalism, she found out that that's the mother of the guy with 33 kids, and the mother said that she was. What did she say about herself?
She was 4 feet 11 inches of fun.
So she's 4 foot 11 inches of fun. Therefore, the serial impregnator with 33 kids looks as if he's standing at probably a grand total of 5 feet
Two,
and two
two,
or
Two.
three
one.
inches.
Yeah. Hey, but nah. See,
Cause
this is
she
the
on a
problem.
lean. She on a
Yeah.
little bit of a lean. So
Yeah, but nah, see, this is the problem. Now, this guy, when he took his, he did a trick that we do in Hollywood. When you want to make things look bigger or you want to make yourself look bigger, you put the camera down at the bottom and you shine it up to you target towards you to make yourself look like you're big. Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes was two of the guys who used that type technology as far as shoot making films. But something else he did too. This brother right here look like on this picture. He's so dark he don't have a shadow. But on his
Why did you take
Facebook,
your hold on, wait. Why did you take your glasses off to see?
well, because these are only props. If you don't know what props is, then I'll tell you off the camera what props is. It makes myself look smarter when that's probably impossible to do. So I put them on to look smarter. So, but this guy
Yeah,
when he
people kill me with that when they just walking around with glasses on, but when they need to see something, they got to take their glasses
yeah.
off. Man,
Well,
they
think
took them
about
on to begin with.
well, DC. You see, these are the things you learn, Bernard, as you get wisdom. You ever notice why?
No, that don't make sense. When you get wisdom, you learn how to look like you have wisdom. But
Yeah, that's what I'm
you ain't
saying.
get no wisdom. If you,
But
when you
Bernard,
get wisdom, you get wisdom.
I
You don't
know
have
it.
to
I
speak
know
it.
it's Samuel French's a double talk. But you ever wonder why? You ever wonder
Fake
why
it till
when they
you never make it.
yeah, wait a minute. You ever wonder why when they shoot at Superman, pop, 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 he puts his chest out, but if they throw the gun at him, he ducks. You ever wonder why that happens? Well, that's the same way as the glass trick. You know, it's props. That's all it is, props. But anyway, getting to the most important thing, he's making a bad image for light skinned guys because he made himself look like he was light skinned on his Facebook. But just like I say, he's so dark he don't have a shadow on this picture.
I have no idea what you're talking about him
I
looking.
think L.A. do.
hold on,
I
I got
think
another
LA.
picture for
I think L.A. Aura is going to have a whole different take on this guy being the 5'2" serial
No, I mean
impregnator. So
honestly, it looked like it's natural for kids to love their mom more nowadays. So it looked like the son giving him a church hug, and that kid don't look like they're in the best neighborhood if you look behind them.
Yeah, you
So
don't.
he all them 20s he got, he sure ain't helping out with that rent because that looked like a country project, apartment complex, however you want to call it. You know,
That's that shirt that says "Baby Daddy" on it in glitter.
so
Okay.
he wearing a shirt to say
it
"Baby
looked like a
Daddy"
reject
with a
Plies. Anyway,
damn
you know what?
usher. He got is that a usher belt buckle he got on?
Not
Absolutely.
only that, he got a long waistline and short legs. His waistline, we say from his waist to his neck is taller than his legs. You ever see guys in bed like that? They got a torso it's longer than their legs, so
I
they
know I'm
look.
trifling for saying this, but he built like my Doberman Pinscher when he stretched.
Yeah.
Like, anyway,
Yeah, but I
Oh
guess.
my goodness.
Hey, somebody like him. Y'all can say what we can say what we want.
a lot of
Somebody
people
like.
like him.
Somebody like, and
Where's
I
Jackie
willing,
Jacket?
to be betting there've been certain women hitting him up on his Facebook talking about you can come and test out my apple pie. I
Where is
guarantee you.
Jackie Jack and Brenda at? Where's a net? Yeah. Is y'all
Yeah,
giving him any holler, y'all?
Listen,
If you didn't know he had that many kids, would y'all holler at him? Let's say 4 kids.
let me
yeah.
tell y'all
Where's
something.
Antoinette?
It's a lot of ugly and
How many
average women
that and
he
they not ugly?
knocking down.
I'm sorry. What's that? LAR.
He's knocking down a lot of ugly and average women. I can tell you that right now. It's some lonely, bad built,
Well,
Section
Jada,
8.
bring up Jada. Pull up some pictures of some of the baby mamas. Pull up some of the pictures.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me grab the picture.
Uh, that
He done met a
that's
lot
what
of women
we'll
at Walmart in the Piggly Wiggly. I know.
that's what we'll look at, and we'll.
JD, you can frame that one. Since both of y'all got on blue.
Oh, yeah, dressed alike. Oh,
Bring the teddy bear.
She
Mr.
made
Marcus
sure
is
she was gonna
coming
be.
on today.
She gonna have some blue on today. I can tell. Jackie Jack. No. She said no.
she wasn't going.
Yeah. I can tell you, she don't like simps. I guarantee you, she ain't no simp.
Could be a gang of fat chicks.
No, all they gotta be is
Are you
dumb
pulling
and
it
be
up? You
slow.
pulling it up,
That's pretty
Jada?
much all they gotta be.
You mute.
You know
You
what?
mute.
You are muted if you're saying anything. We cannot hear you.
All they
Oh,
I
have
she
think
to
she's
be
talking
is
talking to
like
herself.
somebody else. She's
the
talking to
women
somebody
in that
else.
Sukihana video.
Yeah, we get.
That's what he doing. The uh um we can't hear you. Mr. Marcus cut off the microphone.
Yeah,
Hold
she
on.
looked at that picture. She took her breath.
Hey, F Holiday, for me, F Holiday got the joke of the day. He is shaped like Satan from South Park. That is funny.
Yeah, say for
That is
sure.
Okay,
that
listen.
is
First of all,
funny.
y'all ain't gonna do me like that. I did Google Mr. Marcus, and I was like, it's like, who is this? I just didn't say nothing to y'all about it, but I definitely did Google to see who Mr. Marcus was. And I'm gonna need y'all not to do my teddy bear like that. That was not nice.
Your teddy bear got ball caps like me and wears boots.
These are some of the baby mamas. So apologies for me speaking, but it wasn't to you guys. All right.
Oh, he hood rich. That's yeah. In the hood, that's you doing the damn thing. That's grade A quality hood ratchet chick right there. But
Yep, and these are just four of the mothers. There's pictures of the other ones, but this was the quickest screenshot I could get.
Happy Mother's Day, ladies. Hope y'all enjoy your day. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for blessing me with my beautiful children. Without yet, see, so that's what I said. I go back to the previous point. He no chick could try to say she don't know that she didn't know what was up. If he's sending out group compilation, a picture collage, Mother's Day pictures on Facebook, this dude, like I'm saying, he wears it on his sleeves. That's a part of his identity. Where he lets the world know I have multiple kids, multiple baby mamas. That's his identity. So any chick that lines up to have any type of sex with him, she signed up for it. She knew going in, I am joining the tribe. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So
He's
it ain't
hilarious.
it ain't even slightly a situation where they can clutch their pearl. I had no idea. No. He wears it happily, proudly on his sleeves. Proudly on his sleeves.
You know he's
That's
gonna have
what
a problem, right? You know he's about to have a problem.
What's the problem?
So he put up the best foe. You know he has a problem, right?
You make a good point. You make a good point because if I put up the best four that I ever been with, it will be impressive. I will guarantee you that it will be very impressive. But if you put up my bottom four, I had to go kill myself. If somebody put up my bottom four on the internet, I had to shut down my channel.
You'd be like, what the hell was I drinking that night?
I would have to cancel my channel, and y'all would never see me again if somebody put up my bottom four.
I mean, no offense, but the other picture when he was by the truck, you see what I'm saying? Like, he put up his best foe, and but you if you got 13, 14 baby mamas, that's probably not the best idea.
They can hear you.
Oh yeah, they can hear you.
Just mute up, and then we can't hear either one of y'all.
I thought I was done, and then all of a sudden she got ready to leave out, and she like, "Yeah, you look good, girl." And I'm like, "They can hear you."
You look like one of his baby mamas almost. You know what? You got the curl and thing. Anyway.
Yeah, like
Bernard,
her. Why you been on me today? I'm gonna get you.
Ooh,
Bernard,
who you
I'm
talking
trying
about?
to get him on you today so he can
Absolutely
get you.
not. Uh-uh.
Anyway,
I'm
No,
having
I
a
don't play with
problem.
them types.
Bernard, I'm about to drop off. I'm having a problem right with my battery.
That
That damn.
we not gonna miss you.
I know you're not. Don't worry
I'll
about it.
miss you.
You should
Okay,
just go in and
thank you,
just
Jay. Thank you,
preemptively
Jay.
just pull the damn plug.
Yeah.
I
No,
got a OG. Get one of them batteries and open the generator down the block from the school and charge your doggone stuff. Okay.
okay. Yeah, that girl
Go to
cut
the
off my
high school
power
and
this
open up their
morning.
stuff.
Yeah, they cut off my
Yeah.
power this morning. So one of the girls, went up there in the field box, cut off the power. So it's overheating my battery pack. I was on battery pack, and so I'm gonna
Battery
have to
pack.
drop off for a second. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, that
Oh,
outfit was bad, Brenda.
okay, shout out to Brenda real quick. She says no, especially with that outfit. I think that was to the question of whether or not she would partake of the serial impregnator. And shout out to Edward. Actually, let me put this link in here. Let me put the link in the chat if Ed want to come up and speak on this. If Ed want to come up and speak on this, but hold on real quick. Give me a second. Give me a second. There you go. There you go. If you want to come up and speak on this, Ed. And now he says, now you see how black men are 50% childless, man sharing at his finest. Yeah. Yeah. It's some serious man sharing
They
going
are not
on.
50% childless.
Black men are not 50% childless. Oh no,
No.
it's 51%.
No.
All right, explain that.
It is the amount of men who do not have children is closer to about 25%.
The amount of men who don't have children are closer. The amount of black men who don't have children is closer
Black
to about
men who do not
25%.
have is closer to
And
25%. And we
how
supposed
did
to
you
have
determine?
those, we supposed to have that
Yeah, we
conversation.
was, and then that fell off. So let's go ahead and have it right now. Because
No, we can't have it right now. I don't have it up.
well, no, okay. You just gonna throw it out there that
I'll throw it out
25
there because the
that
number was there. So I'm
you're throwing
correcting
it
the
out
number.
there that 75% of black men have children. That's what you're throwing out there.
Yes.
All right. Out of my say, okay, hold
Let
on.
me
Damn
Google
it, I
this.
don't got. Just look it up. Look it up.
Yeah, get your soul glow fingers popping.
Look it up. Look it up. Go on and find that. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. These ain't the that ain't the data. That ain't the data. I don't know. I forgot what this data was for that I had here. So never mind that. But go ahead and find that. Go ahead and find that. We can definitely get right into that. But while you
This,
look for that, we're gonna hear
That'll be a
from
different day.
while you look for that, we're gonna
Uh-huh.
hear from Edward Anderson on this one. We're gonna hear from Edward Anderson. Edward Anderson.
Can you
Uh,
hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. You came through real loud, but
All right. Let me just say this. We know good and goddamn. First of all, yeah. We got to get the loud mouth Chicago Ed.
yeah, it's like you. I don't. Is it just me or is he coming through my
Super
speaker
loud.
way louder? Like you could like move your mouth from the mic or do something because you already on 10. So I mean, yeah, that was real
It's
loud.
super loud. It's not
Hold
like,
on,
you just loud. It's super loud.
yeah. It wasn't that you was talking loud. It's like it was. Yeah, the volume was something was wrong with
hold
the
up,
volume. It
hold
was like
up,
up
hold
super high.
up.
But real quick, hold on, real quick. Leo Anthony in the building. He says now when we say most of the black women are sleeping with 20% of the same men and getting pregnant by them. This is a prime example. All right, there we
All
and then
right.
that's where we can get. Oh, yeah, that sounded a lot better.
I
We
had
can
to
get
turn my YouTube. I had to turn my YouTube off,
okay. All
and I
right,
got my
cool.
headphones on. That's what that is. And this phone, half the time, it wants to fight with StreamYard. So anyway, we know 70% of black men are not getting pussy. Like no,
I don't
that's
know if
like
we know
even
that.
like
I don't
that's
know.
not debatable.
Wait, no, you said that's not debatable. How do we know
Like
that?
it's not. It's so you telling me that 70% of black men are sexually active?
No, no, but this is my thing. You said we know that. Now, I think it's it's a
Is it no?
much
Are
larger.
you willing to stand on? Are you willing to put money up on that
No,
today?
no,
Okay,
no. Ed, hold on. The only thing I said is you said we know. That was my only. So I'm thinking that some data came through to confirm a
I don't
general.
need data for that. You need
Okay,
data
cool. All
to
right.
know what gravity is. I
No,
mean, are
no. I
you
mean,
really
you
like
need.
this is what I mean, I get what you're saying, but this ain't the
I
kid thing.
all I
So
no no no.
go ahead.
All I was asking for is did something come in that confirmed some of the things that a lot of us have been saying in this space. So that's all I would say. Because a lot of times that's what happens. We'll be saying something, it ain't no data on it. We just kind of generally know it's true, and then the data come through and boom, it support what we were saying. I was thinking that we got some data on that. I
Oh
don't know
no,
what
I
the
mean
number
there
is.
there is
I don't.
data out there. There's like that shows that. I mean I mean it shows that to a certain extent, surveys and stuff. But we understand that 7 out of 10 men in general, regardless of black, are not out here act sexually active. Like that's not even like that. You could argue 70% of the women are because they have because they control sexual access. So it's like on the one hand we want to talk about all these incels and all these dudes that ain't men like they used
Mhm.
to be, but at the same time we're like damn because they ain't dated to show that, but we're gonna show the act like they said the same dudes are somehow having sex. I'd argue
Yeah.
70% of white dudes are not sexually active like that.
Well, this is how I always looked at that. I mean, if we're talking about 30% are married, if they married, let's assume they having sex twice a year, bare minimum. But I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But no, okay. So we got like 30% married. Okay, other take the non-married, I would be willing to say that out of those that are single and not married, that roughly 20 to 30% of them are getting it from somewhere that would leave a bottom percentage. If 30% married and let's just say 30% are getting it while they single, that's 60%. So probably 40% not getting it. And that sort of purports with the data that did
Well,
come in. Well, hold on, wait, real quick. Hold on. That sort of does purport with the data that did come in where they reported that from the ages of 18 to 29, they bare minimum, they said 18 to 29, men in that range, 18 to 29, reported not having any sex in the last year. So that's like a 30% incel rate among that demographic. So I think that those were the numbers line up somewhere in that 30 to 40% range of guys who probably
yeah,
haven't met off.
yeah,
That's
with
where I'm at
women,
with that.
yeah, but yeah, with men, they're incels. With women, they're just being celibate. I mean, my thing, the way that I'm approaching this is there's a lot of. First of all, let's be clear here and let's get this straight. The women don't give a damn about stats.
Yeah.
They have spent decades lying, and really where black men failed is we just let them just lie. They will lie, 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 lie. Women only started caring about stat. They'll go in schools, academia, all of this lying. Like just I'm talking about bold faced lying, telling straight up lies. And I call it a mentally transmitted disease where women or virus, where women will be around other women, and they will just lie their ass off. Like again, on this show, when Lil Big Nate was on here, you had that light skinned young female, that chick was certified crazy. And basically you all were trying to deprogram her, because that's how much lies she got pumped into her, and you know where she got that from. Women don't give a damn about stats until black men started checking them on it. And then you know what
Very
black
true.
women did? They went to black demographics and said, "Fuck that! You take that shit down." Intimidating people. This is and women do this in general. I'm not even gonna just charge this up to black women. It's just other groups of men ain't gonna let them get away with it to the same
Wait,
extent.
hold on. Wait. You said this is something I didn't know about. I'm not shocked, but I didn't know about it. You saying they actually went to black demographics and tried to get black demographics to take down stats?
No, black demographics did remove some of their stats, like the single mother rates and shit like that. They removed it because they were getting. I mean, somebody mentioned. I think it was Game Changer. Somebody mentioned it a couple, like maybe a week ago, last week, or somebody mentioned it, and I looked at it. Some of that stuff is missing, and it's not missing because it's not accurate. It's missing because women started getting angry because when you got Kevin Samuels and them pumping those stats, they can't counter them. So what they do is they're starting to remove them. They're starting to, and these dudes are basically getting scared and they're starting to kind of slowly take certain things out. So we're gonna have to start doing more of our due diligence and going directly to the sources, the census, because that's where black demographics come from. So my point here is the women don't care about stats. The men do. We're the one because we actually care about accuracy. If niggas ain't shit and the stats show that, we are like, okay, this is what we need to focus on. The niggas that ain't shit. The women are like, well, how can I project the narrative? Now, this isn't like I'm not trying to dump on Jada. I'm just talking about in general. I've been in this stuff in general. So when people try to count it, like I literally had Courtney on Pablo's joint, and shout out to Smurgo because this is what I get for taking a sister at her word. She brought up this stat, and it was that she said something about I'll give you the clip, Bernard, where she said black families are like the least single mothers, and other groups are like the most single mothered up. And then she looked at the stat opposite. She looked at it backwards. And I'm sitting there taking her word. Not, I didn't believe that, but I took her word for it because she provided the stat, and I was looking at the chart. And Smurgo was like, "No, that's backwards." So this is, and she's literally talking down to me as if she's smarter than me, and she could like. It wasn't just me; it was like a lot of us. Like Trey was on there, so you already know what time that was, you know. And so my point is, men are the logical ones. We're the ones that actually care about what the stats are, regardless of what they say, because we actually want to know where the issues are, so we can know what to focus on. If the stats blame men, we're gonna say men need to change it up. If the stats say it's on the women, then we're gonna it's like rolling the tape. So anyway, the point is this idea that 75% of black men have children, well, you might as well tell me that 50% or 60% of the kids being born right now are with non-black women, because that's how ridiculous that is.
All
That's
right,
how
let's go.
ridiculous that is. That's on his
Let's go.
face.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
Let's go
I
to
didn't even
Jada.
get to comment on the other shit, but let's go
Well,
because I want to deal
we
with that.
already here. So let's go ahead and go back to Jada. She's made the claim that 75% of black men have kids. Go ahead and attempt to substantiate that claim.
Okay, so 75% of black men do have children, and that is on the Black Statistics website. But before we get to that part, allow me to say, Edward, I know you're not coming for me. So I do know that because I know you mentioned it. So I know you're not talking about me. So when I respond, don't think that this is coming at you. So there is that statistic, and those statistics about single mothers and all of that is still on Black Demographics website. It was not taken down. I don't care how many times it's starting to be pushed around that because women complain, they took it down. No, it's still there, and it's still on the sisters as well. So I have heard it. I went back through. I got the same screens that they got. Nothing has changed. On the other typical side of it is that when they say that what is it, it's almost close to 80%, so but they saying that 70% of
Wait, hold on,
black
Jada,
children. Okay.
real quick. Before you get into the we got to deal with the 75% of black men got kids. Like I asked you to substantiate it, and you just restated it and then moved on. So let's pull it out.
Okay, wait, because I told you I was looking for it. I'm
Oh,
not
you
on
didn't.
the same
Oh,
computer,
you didn't
so I'm
find it
trying
yet. You
to,
didn't find it
right, I'm
yet.
trying to
Okay.
find it. So
Okay.
but on my act, that's why I said I'd rather we have it on a different day, because at least I'll be on the right computer and it has everything. Like I got all the screenshots of the exact websites, more than one that will tell you that that is the number. So
We
what
got.
y'all heard before?
Yeah,
I'm
name the
sorry, what
source.
happened?
Name the hashtag. Name
Okay,
the
so
source.
the source, census.gov or uscensus.gov, blackdemographics.com, they both have just about the same number. You have
Black
to read it
demographics
through.
is where is well, I believe that's the place where we saw that it wasn't that it
That
Black
y'all read it
demographic
incorrect,
sources
where
from the
you read
census.
it, where it was read to y'all incorrectly because y'all are adding in numbers that do not go together to say that you guys have a different percentage. You have to take it separately and break them down. You can't say
wait, you
because these
Man,
men
fuck that.
have
Pull the
children,
website up.
they need
One LAR, one of y'all pull the website up now.
baby. Slow
I'm on
down.
my phone.
It's
Pull it
it's
up.
slow down, baby. So what it
hold on,
is
Pull it
you're
up.
that
refuting. Hold it,
men,
Jada, you're circling back to that argument that
Pull
Little
it
Big
up.
Nate laid out.
no,
Hold
no,
on,
no, I
Ed.
just I
Oh, everybody be quiet. Everybody be quiet. All right, you're circling back to that argument that Little Big Nate was making, and where he was saying basically 51% of black men are single and childless, and then he said also that what was it 50 it was like 51% single and childless, and then he pointed out that, damn it, I forgot those two. I forgot those. It was a couple things he put together. That's irrelevant to the 51% single and child. No, 51% single and childless, and 30% over 32% are married. And then that
Added
basically
them
left,
together.
a, something like 18, 17% or whatever it was, of men who are out here single and currently single and currently, fathering kids out of wedlock, and or that could potentially get lumped into the reckless serial impregnating group. That's one thing, and there's aspects of that argument that you can poke and prod at or pick apart. But the most operative part right now is saying that the 51% of black men don't have kids, saying that isn't true. That's the key thing.
Here we go. Okay, one moment.
That's the key thing. All right, so she's about to
Was
pull
I
that up.
sharing it already? Is that what was up on the screen?
No, the thing that was on the
Oh,
screen was
okay.
homeboy's four best looking baby mamas. Shout out to LAR for pointing that out. He the one
I just
shouted out.
want I just want the record to show that we got like 3 PhDs in our space that are PhDs in this information. And I'm not talking about YouTube scholars. Dr. Tiasan Johnson, Dr. Tommy Curry isn't in this space, but Ronald Neon Green Gorilla. So this ain't just something that we're just sharing around. So I just want to point that out. So basically, every nigga is just misreading shit or outright lying. That's it, like we're talking about
And
dudes that are
that
60
if y'all
years
are saying
old.
that seventy
Yeah,
percent of children, I mean 70% of men do not have kids, then yes, y'all are. Whether it's misleading on purpose or
All right,
misleading.
Jada,
nobody
got
never
you
said
got
that.
to show us.
How do
You
I
got.
pull up? How do I pull up a PDF? How do y'all pull that up?
I
Because when
You
think.
I hit
can't.
share, it doesn't show me that I could. You said you can't.
You have to. I mean, you have to pull it up on its web browser. You got to
And
pull it up in Chrome or in the web browser form, and then share it in StreamYard through that.
okay,
Look like
I
we
think
got
I got
something
But
going on here.
it. Um,
the
Now you
only
might be
way
able
you
to.
can get to that 70% shit if you just filter for generation the baby boomers.
Yeah,
That's the only
that's
way
what.
if you
That's
get to
what.
that, if you filter it by because even the Xers are not hitting that number, because the Xers have, like, we got even shout out to
You almost hold on. I think you almost scrolled down to the part that debunked you. Go down a little bit. No, down.
me?
Other way. Other way. Other way. I did that right there. Hold on. I think those are the numbers that debunk you, because that breaks it
No, those
down.
aren't the numbers that debunk you. That shows the percentage of men who are fathers by
Oh wait,
age.
no. Okay. All right. All
Because I
right.
took
No.
it from age 15 to 49, added them together, put in the right average. But right here,
like
where
whatever. I mean, yeah.
you see the race and it says black alone, then you
Mm-hmm.
go stroll over and you see,
That's
let me
real
see what
small,
it
by the
is.
way.
I'm sorry.
Oh wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah,
No,
press the zoom
I blew
button.
my screen up. I can see it now. I don't know if everybody else can see it, but I'm looking at a 60-inch wide screen, so I don't know if everybody else can see it. I had to blow my 60-inch up to see it. So
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I'm looking at the right one. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to read
black
the
alone total.
specifics.
Yeah, this is childless. Okay,
I mean, we could look like even in
Jada,
the
scroll down.
observable.
Scroll down. Ah,
Oh,
shit.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God, man!
Hey,
Like this.
relax, boo, relax. I'm trying to get it to
Stop
where it
telling.
pulls
Please
up
stop
big enough.
telling me to relax. Anybody that knows me knows this is me being relaxed.
Is it? Oh, because you keep saying stuff like, "Oh my God, oh my God." All I did was take it down to find
Like I'm telling you, yeah, it's like I'm just
Jada,
saying in
Jada,
general.
when you scroll
relax.
down, those numbers that I saw were though. I think those were the numbers that sort of debunks what you're saying. It breaks it down percentage. Okay, those okay. While you pull it up, I'll just talk because Aaron G. Fountain did try to say that it wasn't true about the 51% of black men being single and childless or whatever. He tried to debunk that, and he said that it was a problem because they started from 15 to 65 or something like that. And but then he pointed out the older demographic of men, I believe between the age of 45 and up, those men it was at like a 70% or something rate.
Yeah,
But
because they come from a different generation. So, like, here's the thing. This matters because we're talking about people in the not so much the active dating market, but the basically you can have children market. So for men, that's a little bit higher. So you can even raise that up to like 50. See, here's the point. When you start breaking it down like that, at that point, that's stat manipulation. When people are, and you can do that for the purposes of getting a real answer, or you can do that. Anybody will tell you when it comes to a stats class, you can make the stats sound or look any way you want. If you want to call it an average, call it a mean. You want to segment
well,
for certain information.
the
This is
point
where
that
the sources come in.
I was going to make is that if he's going to make an adjustment because okay, they included a lot of really younger, they included people at the age of 15, then I think you alluded to this point that other generation of men who aren't even in the reproducing market no more. If you take a lot of them off the table and just look closely at the ones that are in between that that 20 to 40 range, then yeah, it's literally, or even 20 to 45,
The, the,
and those
the
ones is
same
below 50. It's
and the
below 50.
same
Our hold on, my point is our argument actually gets better in between the range, in between the marriage age reproducing men that will probably still want to have kids. Our numbers get even better. They get
and
skewed when you start including the older dudes.
yeah, and we compare that to other groups of men because black men have the widest gap of kids to not kids of any other group. As far that's so again, it becomes we need to protect the lie because you can look out here in the observable world. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You ask black people, and I played this game on my channel one time. I asked black men what percentage, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go here. I'm a short nigga. It is what it is. I asked black men what percentage of black men do y'all think is 6 feet? These niggas talking about 50, 60%. Now that's a small sample size, but that was 250 people in there. Like motherfuckers really have a big view of what's really out here. They really do. And so what happens is women have been told shit for so long in the 90s and all of that, as far as niggas are gay on the down low, niggas are just lying and all of this. Because that's what I heard early in here. Dudes are just lying. It's no way to them to know. We know good and well that women are not that dumb. They know. Unless you just get nutty in the first week, like you said, Bernard, which that's a commentary in and of itself. When we know you went through sex education, and for real, we know that you don't get to those numbers, and then people just don't. Especially, remember, this is the age of social media. You can look at them kids' ages. Social media they're most of them are less than 10 years old, which means that social media was well and ticking. Remember, so this idea that it's back in the day where you could do the pop as a Rolling Stone and people just don't know, and that's cap.
Yes.
Women want to know what they want to know. They don't what they don't. So again, in the observable world, out of 10 niggas, 7 of them don't have kids. Like
No,
it
it's
ain't that many niggas on child support like that,
Right.
which is one of the reasons why some dudes don't have the same empathy for dudes on child support like others, because it ain't everybody
Yeah.
on it like that.
I think I
Yeah.
know what
All
they
right, go ahead,
did.
LAR.
You remember that old statistics that there were more black men in prison than there were in college,
Mm-hmm.
and they lumped in all of the men of all ages
Which
with
was a lie.
men in college. Yeah, but but they lumped in men of all ages in prison with men of college age in our community to try to beef up the numbers. That was the same thing.
Which is what my point about that rant
Yeah,
and shit. That was my rant about them lying. They have been lying unchecked.
it's
Go ahead. My bad.
well, it's the thing where, yeah, 80% of black men have kids if you go about it as they're 55 and up. They're not they're the people younger than them could be their kids.
We only counting J Speed and BGS, basically, those age groups. Then yeah.
So 80% of them have quote unquote kids, but those people aren't kids. They're my age. But when you talk about who's actually having kids, you would talk about like when she put up the thing with, I think the youngest was like was a very small number, like teenage and under. But when it got up, it was like 24% and like 62. You split that, that's like 43% as an average. So for
Yeah, and
people who are actually the age of people actually having kids, when you split the young with the grown, it's like 43%. Because
and
truth be told, yeah, if we're gonna go by my dad and my dad's age group, we're all included.
I'm not even saying all of that. Like when we went to black demographics and we looked at this number, we looked at what was presented. We didn't start, so we looked at the stats as they were presented, not because a lot of it comes down to two things. One is they just don't talk about it, so they promote certain things over others to promote certain narratives. I'm talking about the overall media, and I'm not even talking about necessarily the black media with black women. I'm talking about the white media, and the white funded media. So this ain't even me charging up black women. I'm just saying this is the narrative they put out there. This can actually go under the pro black. They want to keep us separate BS because they promote that stuff. And then people that are supposed to be black, I'm talking about like your scholars and stuff or your politicians, they go and reinforce that because nobody's really checking them on it. I'm talking black men too. Or you got your Derrick Jackson-esque brigade that will also reinforce that because that's easy to reinforce. Also, I want to say this too. Like I heard I am Courtney Michelle say, talk about this. They never finished it on the Lapid because it turned into an argument. But she brought that up too with the 80%. So I understand me like really getting annoyed. This is something I've seen coming up now where people are just putting this out and then this is they say it. And like I'll dig in the stats with anybody because I like stats because I deal with demographics and stuff like that for marketing. So I know how to look at things from different angles and all that. 'Cause I'm analytical and by nature. So I've looked at this stuff. I'm not gonna say something and keep saying it if it's not true because I do not want to put my foot in my mouth. So and we know a lot of these dudes like Kevin and others, they got this information from. We got our stuff for PhDs. We're not just making this up. We don't do the narrative shit. That's the point. Black men are not out here just pushing narrative. That's what sisters are doing over there. Talking about all of this femcel shit, making it like every day, like 1,000 black women are just getting blown away by black men,
You mean
like
femicide?
femicide,
You said
femicide, yeah,
femcel.
whatever. Well, femicide, post-birth abortion, it's a fucking new word every day. When
I know, but I
motherfuckers
just
say
hold on,
it.
wait. I just want to make it clear because of that femcel thing. That's a female incel. It was
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
separate.
yeah, yeah. So
So just
femicide,
so you know what
yeah.
you're
But
talking about.
so
Yeah.
so my thing is, and people say, well, why do you care? Well, if black women are saying, so my point is, this stuff does matter, and I have no problem having these conversations. But again, does that even sound right? The 80% of black men from 18 on up 18. So we're talking about adults. 7 out of 10 got a kid. Think about it, we would have much bigger followings because it'd be a lot more niggas getting fucked over with child support. So we'd be on par with these chicks because they'd be like, I need to deal with that shit now because that shit would be costing them real money. So we know in our numbers like what that stuff is anyway. I've ran it long enough. Let me stop myself.
All right. All right. I don't know if Jada got anything ready to go. I'm trying to
Shit,
pull
I'm
up.
curious, J Speed. Do you think that? So I'm curious just to ask, because J Speed, don't agree with
Yeah,
me
J
just to
Speed,
agree
J
with me.
Z, no, J Speed. I was
I
about to
couldn't
go to
tell.
J Speed.
Did
J
y'all see
Speed.
it when I had up the percentage? I was about to say, so I said it's closer to 70%. It's actually closer to 60%. But I thought I
Okay.
had it up there. I think because I went looking for another one, I closed the wrong window. Let me
Yeah.
pull it back again. Because I
No,
thought I had
like if you can put it in the
Damn it!
back
I
chat,
pulled up a blurry one. Shit. Hold on.
if you can put it in the back chat, because I'll go over it.
I
Shit,
downloaded I
live.
downloaded the whole PDF and I have it from I was looking for the one that shows since 2022 census. Because this one is from the 2010 census, if I'm not mistaken. So I think this one was taken somewhere around like 2015,
I gotta get this one
2014.
down.
But nonetheless, it is closer to 60%. It comes out to be about 58 point et cetera percent.
Oh wait, hold on. You got it right there. Okay.
So
I'm
if
gonna
we can
try to.
say that 60 is close to 50, we can also say that 60 is close to 70.
Okay, so where you? That was funny. All right, where does it say? Okay, I'm trying to make sure I understand what's going on here. It says total. Okay, that 14,000. What
Nothing. They're just black.
14,000?
Yeah, well, it again. It's the number in thousands, so they take it down.
So basically, like 14 million.
Right. So that's why the see the parentheses at the top say number in thousands.
Okay, got it.
So they just it
Okay,
just basically took some zeros off. That's all. So they have that percentage, and then that means the 11.7% means that black men make up 11.70 or excuse me 7% of the babies in America, as far as this part right here is concerned. And then the total amount that are fathers out of the 14.20 would be 8.25. That turns out to be 58 point such and such percentage.
okay. So
So 60%.
instead of the 50 that we said, you these numbers show that it is
That doesn't account.
58.
That assumes that every black child is sired by a black man.
No, sir. That's not like the numbers when y'all say that 70% of kids are by 70% of the women. This
Nobody,
one is
time
still
out, time out, time
That's
out.
saying,
not
No,
what I
time
said.
out, time out, time out, time out. Nobody says that, and the people that do say that tend to get corrected. However, the problem is that when we talk
okay,
about
thank y'all
70%,
for
hold on, wait,
correction
real quick,
on that.
time out. That when we say 70% of the children are born out of wedlock, there's a lot of people who just soft shoe it and say 70% of the women have children out of wedlock. I see them do that on the news. So everybody be getting that wrong, but more times
Well,
than not,
what I
in
meant,
more time, hold
what
on,
I
wait,
appreciate
wait. And more times than not, that get corrected. Even on my show, it was a woman who came to defend black women, and she said that stat and said it wrong and said, well, if 70% of black women have children out of wedlock, I had to cut her off. Like, no, you're saying it wrong. It's 70% of the children are born out of wedlock. So we
yeah.
but
know that
no,
stat.
you're
That ain't
not the
something that.
normal.
Oh, stop, please. That's not something that gets pushed in the black manosphere. That's something that get incorrectly put out there all over. Everybody says that wrong. I think I think black men in these spaces have said it correctly more than everybody else does. I just want to make that clear.
what I'm
Well,
saying
shout out to
is,
that. I like that y'all correct that because
what I'm saying is,
I've heard it from a man's mouth before, and I did not
You
hear him get
can't.
corrected.
I
So
know,
I
but you
do
just can't say
appreciate
you
that
heard
you're
it from
correct.
a man's mouth. I've heard it from
what,
the news. Like I've
everybody.
heard it
I said
everybody
I
states
said
that
I
wrongly. Hold
appreciate
on,
that
wait,
if you
time out, hold on,
hear
wait. I
it.
need you to stop. Everybody be stating that wrongly. What I'm saying is we generally correct it more in this space than what other spaces do. And by other spaces,
Hey,
I'm talking about nationally syndicated news. Everybody be getting that wrong and just throwing it out there reckless like that. And it never
and a
works. And
mix.
it never works. And it never works when you say, I heard a man say it as if all it
Yeah,
me and you actually talked about that one time where it's like
Oh,
sometimes when you would
We
talk
wait,
about
okay,
men
you don't even have to explain it for me because I
as
get
if
it. What
we
I was
yeah
just
as if
saying was
we
is
just as
thank
if
you
we
that
for
had nothing to do with what I was gonna say.
I
as
was
if
just
we
saying
just
thank you.
hold on. I don't want to start muting people. As if we just one big giant nigga. That's how people talk about black men. It's like I hate that. I hate that. But
Yeah,
all right.
So no, that's
that's
cool.
not what I
I'm
was
just
gonna
saying
say.
thank you if you guys hear. Well, I mean, I'm talking and you the one keep jumping in when I'm trying to say something.
Who's jumping in? Who you
But
talking about now?
nonetheless, I was talking about Edward. So I just wanted to say thank you because I've heard it before and I didn't get it corrected. So I'm just saying to you, thank you guys for I'm not
You don't
against
gotta
it. I'm
thank. You
not
don't gotta
saying y'all
thank. Hold on,
shouldn't do
wait. You don't
it.
gotta. You
I'm
don't
just
gotta.
saying
Wait. Let me
thank
cut you
you.
off again. Let me cut you off again. You don't gotta thank us for that because we passionately care about being accurate. So don't thank us for trying to be accurate. I mean, we didn't do that as a
Some people
favor to black
Bernard,
men.
can I
We
say
did
what
that.
I
We
actually meant? Because y'all spun off
we
to the
did.
solar system.
y'all y'all
Yeah.
giving extras to what I say. Y'all giving
Yeah.
this
extra.
shit
I'm
is
just
funny.
Like
saying
y'all keep saying
I
the same
appreciate
thing. That's very frustrating. That y'all are
well
saying the
no
same thing over and over and over again. Y'all said it about 4 times now.
All right, Ed. And you never repeat yourself either, Ed. Go
technically
ahead. Go ahead,
so
Ed. You got it,
Ed,
Ed.
you had a question,
In
Ed.
the infinity loop. My point is, there's about like a good million of these babies that are mixed that are not being sired by black men. That's my point. And those are being counted as black kids because in the sense of if you're mixed, you're black. The way the census looks at it because of the one drop rule. And that's something that BGS has done videos on this with stats and charts because he's the king of charts, statistically showing that. So a lot of those, so the way that number is looked, so that's where that accounts for that 10% you're talking about. So yeah, and then also, even if I were to say it's 60%, which it's not, 60 and 75% are two completely different numbers. And the content, and see, this is what I'm talking about where people just saying stuff. The reason why
Yeah, I
women don't
got you on
like
that.
that, reason why women don't like, no, I first heard this from I Am Courtney Michelle. So basically, when you said that, what you did was basically say, I want to really have this conversation. So it wasn't like, okay, you're the first person I heard say this, that I heard in this space, and then now I'm coming for you. I know I've already established that, but I want to actually say that. I heard this out of Courtney, and she was saying it real passionately, like motherfuckers just out here lying. I'll even give you the clip, because it was her and Logic really going at it, and they never really got it either as far as what we got with this conversation. So, and she was, I don't know why black men, because it's 80%. That's what she was saying. You said, so it's 80%. And she was acting like she was trying to go up from there. And I'm like, y'all, like, black women know that they're not picking 80% of these. Like, we know in the observable world that is not what the community really looks like. Because you wouldn't have a lot of guys like this if the spread was really like that. All these conversations that we have had, and this is what I'm like, anyway, I'm not even going there. My point is, with that other 10%, there's a lot of black women that are having kids by non-black men, and then they're being counted as black because that's just how they count them, and it's just the assumption that black men are siring these kids, which is actually not true either, and that's something that doesn't want to get talked about because black women don't want to talk or don't want to talk about it, and quite frankly, black men don't really care like that because black men are still probably having sex with these women a little bit too. So that's something that's been going on for a long time. It just hasn't happened in those numbers. Now they're not getting married, but they're getting kids out of these people. So that's like 1 million and some change kids. So that definitely feeds into that percentage that you're talking about. So again, the main thing that we say is 31 to like 33% of black men that have children are married. Maybe they don't have kids with the one like that have had kids are married. So they're already good. Then you have the other number. Even if it's 60%, let's say it's 60, because that's actually there's a couple of points less than that. Let's put it at 60. That still means you're talking about not 15%, but like 20 to 23% of dudes that are operating like the dude you did the video with. The point is, it still comes back down to there is a small percentage of men, a smaller percentage of men that women are basically picking from and then complaining about those men when they don't get what they get out of them. This original topic that y'all was talking about is proof. One dude can create all them kids, but how many baby mamas did he have? How many baby mamas y'all established? 7 more?
14 or so.
Exactly. So that means there's 4. Yeah, I'll give you that dudes can do more damage. Fine. But the other part is women control sexual access. Also understand abortion is legal as of now and as of when these kids were had. So these are decisions that women were making. It'd be a better case that could be made if abortion was illegal everywhere and women didn't have the choice. Now we can play the he got me pregnant game. But women have been saying that for decades when black women have the most abortions by count. What does that mean? That means they're choosing to have these children. So all of that, I didn't know, I'm dumb, they're young, they get you with sex education. Nigga, I had my first sex education class when I was in Ohio in like the 4th grade. So I know they're getting these kids early. So I ain't fresh off the playground. And I'm not, again, this is the rhetoric I hear, just like the standard operating stuff. So whether they're repeated, it is what it is. So even if it is 60, which I don't agree with, that still feeds into the number that what we're saying. It just goes from 15% to like 22% of black men that ain't shit that they keep getting picked.
Well, the numbers she put out there was 58%. Now, you did mention something about BGS. I probably have to look up the video and check that out. So
I'll give you the video. I'll email you the video. I'll email you because it charted everything. It's just an 8-minute video.
I did check. I did watch the video, and
Sorry.
it was very, very interesting. Very interesting how it was pointing out the amount of kids that were the amount of black kids who were sired by non-black men, basically. So yeah, and I think black people, we were the only group of men. I think I forgot exactly how it worked, that sired less children than what our women birthed. So yeah,
Yeah, and
that was
we've been doing this for years with these charts. This ain't new. Like we've been some of these videos. Like what I need to start doing is I need to start going back in the videos from 2016 and 15, just so y'all understand like how old some of this stuff that people are presenting is new. We were talking about it when it first came out.
all right. Let me go to LAR because LAR the one sent
Anyway,
me the link for this, and I don't even know exactly what it is that he's trying to present here.
So
But what are we looking at?
so I just had to look up our percentage for a while. So that's closely like over 100 years, basically, right? So that's the black population percentage, quote unquote, in America. And
Mm-hmm.
if you notice, it was higher before Jim Crow, and it went down, 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 down. You know, and then when you get to around the 60s, it starts, 50s, 60s, it starts creeping back up. But the sex part, if you get to 2010, we
Mm-hmm.
went down from 2010 to 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is, if our population went down in a 10-year span, you could probably surmise people were having less kids in that 10-year span. So there, and add the abortions or whatever to that. But at the end of the day, though the population in number grows, the population as far as percentage of America's population, you know, we keep ticking, we go up and then we go down basically.
What's the major point of that? I don't get how this.
Okay,
I'm
what
not
I'm
getting.
saying is from 2000, we were 12.3% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
2010, we were 13% of the population, so it went up.
Mm-hmm.
2020 is 12.4. So that means we went down. So that means less people were having kids. So that will go to the point of saying that if less people were having kids, less men were fathers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. That don't necessarily move the needle on anything on the, at least I
Uh,
don't think. Like, maybe I'm missing
got you.
something, but I don't know if that exactly moves the needle on what we was talking about. But I know, well, real quick, shout out to everybody who's supporting the stream. Pernue in the building. He says, I am a Gen X 53-year-old. All my uncles 8 have at least one kid. In my generation, there are 17 men. 7 do not have children, counting both sides of the family. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. E Burner 27 in the building with a super chat. Do appreciate you. Who else do we have in here? Who else do we have in here? Dark Knight Mentality in the building. He says dozens of 51% that is mentioned says single and childless, not 51% are childless. So how many of the 80% that have kids, well, it's not 80%. How many of the 80% that have kids are married? Yeah, that's another factor in the equation, the single and childless. But that's where it gets confusing when you put two different things together, single and childless, and then versus just the overall, because naming the amount of people overall that got kids, and when you're talking about the married men, I think that does make a difference. That does make a difference in the points that we're trying to make in the conversation. Because a married man,
well,
he's married, he's with his family, and this or that, or blah blah blah. That's a different thing from some dude out there single and slanging community semen. But anyway,
and by the way, most of the rhetoric that we've said with Kevin is repeated. Just for the record, is not 50%. It's 53%. It's about 51 to 53% of what you hear. Generally, you hear the number 53%. So with that being said, we're 5% is technically, and I'm not even saying that's true because that's those numbers are from like the 2010. I promise you, less people got kids because they're them older dudes. And this is gonna sound vulgar, and well, not really, but it's gonna sound insensitive. But as the older generation dies off of black men, that number is gonna free fall for black men, just like the marriage number is being held up by the older generation. So, as they die off, the boomers, those like, and the extras take over that level, it's going to be less and less and less because that's where the trend was. So each census is going to be less. If that number is going to be more in our favor. So if that number that was being pulled was from the 2010 census reflected in 2014, the next one up, promise you, will be in that 50, the 51 range, if not a little bit less, because of the way the trends are going, and that's with every race. Which is why I said it before and I'll say it again. One of the main reasons why they're reversing abortion is because of replacement theory, regardless of if people want to believe it or not. That's why them white folks are doing that here. But people is happy to have their own opinions on that. But I know what it is. So it's the trend you need to pay attention to as well, and that's something that gets ignored because it's not a convenient truth. And last thing I'm gonna say too is when Dennis was saying is when men say this, women when they don't look at the stats, they just cannot believe that because in their mind, generally the men that they're sexually attracted to have kids. This is why you're weird. Think about it. You're weird in the black community in the eyes of black women if you don't have kids. You're weird. Because in their mind, most black men have kids because those are the black men that they are sexually attracted to. So it's seen as like you must not be pre-qualified or something. So whatever.
All right. J Speed, you can jump in on this if you wish. You ain't said nothing in a minute. That's probably a good thing, but go ahead, J Speed. J Speed.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was gonna
now.
ask J Speed, does he does he see that reflected in California with the folks of the 7 and 10? And I'm not again because I don't even see that in my real life. That many dudes got kids. I see a lot of dudes without kids.
Yeah, I don't want to get
But
bogged
anyway.
down talking about what
Yeah,
we
I'm done with that.
see.
I'm done with that. We had a really good. I appreciate it. I mean, this conversation went a lot further than what it did with the Lapid, as far as actually pulling it up, seeing a real percentage. You know, some people won a little, lost a little. Apparently, it's higher than 53, but it's not 80, as what Courtney said. So everybody can walk away saying they got to win. It's kind of like politics, right?
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
Don't say I didn't try to be positive.
Yeah, no, you
you
good.
did.
You
You tried
good.
to be positive. I ain't against it. Though, so the stats are there. I was wrong. I said it the wrong way. It was based on all of them. So that's why I was like, you know what? That was my mistake when I first started showing the stat. I was listing of all of men, and then the actual number is closer to 60% for the men. It's not based on if they have mixed children, or if the children are from mixed households with mothers or whatever the case. And I do understand that Edward is saying that it includes mixed children, but at the end of the day, it's still by the black men. That's what the stat was on, the black men who have these children. So it's 58%, 58, whatever, whatever. I don't really care about the extra change. But that is the number. And yeah, it doesn't show which ones are married or whatever. Those are on a different stat. And then also this number only includes from a certain age range. So the
Oh, yeah.
58%
What's that
is
age
from
range
a
on
certain
that
age
one?
range.
What's the
The
age
age
range on that one?
range, there was the 3% that were 15 to 49 that is not included in there. But the actual age range for the numbers that you guys saw was from 19 to 29 years old.
What?
Sorry. No. Sorry, to 39 years old. I'm looking at it so small, I had to look at it.
You
So that
said,
was from the age of from 19 to 39 years old. That is the percentage.
that ain't even.
All
All
right.
right. What I'm looking at right here, what I got in front of me, and I don't know why this link is just being miserable right now and not letting me pull up and show what I'm trying to show, what I've been trying to show since we started this damn conversation. What I'm looking at, so bear with me here. All right,
Excuse me.
black men between the age of, let's see, 20 to 29, it's 24.9%, and black men between the age of 30 to 39 is 62%. That's what I got right there. So it's at 62% just from the 30 to 39. The age 20 to 29 they ain't got hardly no damn kids. I mean, they had 24.9. And I'm mad. And what you showed me, the thing that you had up basically showed the same graph that I'm looking at. That's why I was like, scroll down so you can debunk
Yeah.
yourself with your own data.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
That's why I
thing is,
said
share it.
earlier
Share the screen, Nick.
43%,
I'm
because
I'm
if you
not sure
marry
what you're
those
saying.
two, it's
I
just a
mean,
different
yeah.
story.
See,
Yeah, pull up
yeah,
that same
and the thing
screen
of
you had.
and keep in mind, 'cause I gotta hop off. Keep in mind, we're talking about 5 points that we were off, and we're segmented. And
Yeah.
this is with but and keep in mind too, this is with this information starting to be segmented now. So we didn't say, and we never say from this to this age to this age. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the overall numbers because we're trying to look at what people out here doing. A lot of the reasons they segment this stuff is talking about what like demographic is doing what and what are they trending to do what. Because people keep track of this stuff to say what products do I need to try to sell these people to? Can I get in front of that? Just like how they try to look at are women having kids in their 30s versus teen pregnancies, which a lot of black women are having kids in their 30s, which is another reason why that young and dumb argument. I always laugh because you got women that'll have kids because maybe they had abortions or maybe they had to do having kids is not easy for them. So when they get that opportunity, they're not gonna pass that opportunity because they really know that's their last chance. If you're a certain age, is why you see a lot of 34 to 37-year olds. That the situation with them having kids. So a lot of people get in front of this for sales reasons. So again, we didn't get into what each generation was doing. We were looking at the overall trend. So that still feeds into the point where we weren't out here like it still could be very true what we were talking about. It's just for that demographic, for 39, which I will be fair, that is the baby making age range. So I'll give the validity to that age range. It's still only like 5-6 points off of what we've been saying. But anyway, all right, y'all. It's been great. Peace out.
All right, cool.
Peace out, sir. And BL, again, I said already that once I pulled it up, I was looking at it and I said, oh no, I was looking at all men as a whole. So I was incorrect. And I said that when I got ready to speak. So I said I was incorrect. And then I said what amount it was for black men. And I pulled it up. I showed you guys what it says. It was 58 point, etc. percent. So that's
And
what the number is.
that was you doing the math on that 14,000 number and the 8,000 number or something like that.
Yes.
You calculating what percentage of that it
Yep,
was.
I did it with
This
a
is
calculator and it came
I
up
couldn't.
saying 58 point, or excuse me, point 5810, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that means that it is 58%.
All right, I'm mad that this. I mean, right under where the numbers was at that you was calculating, this was also this stat was on there. You probably had a clearer image of this. People probably can't even see what the hell
I
I'm showing.
actually do. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
That's
because this
actually
is
what I was talking
blurry.
about people being my parents' age, because they're trying to do, think about it, they're trying to do
Give me
40
one
to
second.
49. 40 to 49, those kids,
Yeah,
those people are grown.
that 58%. To me, that 58% even is skewed if it's including 70-year-old men. It's like, so that's where I'm at with it. That's where
Right.
I'm at with it. But no, wait, no, but she did say that it was from 19 to 39. I do want to see. I don't know what you can just like send or email me the link to what you're looking at so I could really, run a fine-tooth comb through it. But from the ages of 20 to 29, yeah, it's at 24.9, and the ages of 30 to 39, it's at 62. I don't know how. I don't know. So I don't know how they can come up with numbers in that age range and then say that it's at 58. That 24.9 will definitely have to knock that 62 down further than 58. Like that's so that's the part of it where I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
If you take highest to lowest, that's 40%. If you
Yeah,
take the
but you
two
can't
middles, that's
exactly do it
40.
like that because you got to average the amount in
That's what
each
I'm
group.
doing. Actually, that's what I'm doing. I take the highest and lowest and put those together, that's 40-something%. If I take the two middle and put them together, that's 40-something%. If you combine all of that, that's still 40-something%.
Now, yeah, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that okay, that Okay, here we go. It looked like Jada got Oh, does yours fuzzy too? Oh, wait, no, that's what
Yeah, I
the
feel like
hell?
I'm looking
Hold on.
with OG eyes.
Mine is
Right.
not on the screen, so it's
Hold
not
up.
showing that mine is up on the screen.
There we go.
There you go.
Now if you could all right, man. You're not looking with OG's eyes finally. All right. Oh wow, look at that. Nice and clear, nice and
Is that
clear.
better for you?
I could not find it. So now I guess explain this one to me. How would it be possible that between the age of 20 and 39, where we could see that it says for black people in the second column there, the second little group of numbers, that's for black people. Up top, y'all can see the age ranges. Y'all can see that 20 to 29, 24.9% of black men have kids. From 30 to 39, 62.5% of them have kids. And you saying the total numbers came out to 58%?
Okay, so listen, what the numbers are showing on this particular one is
Mm-hmm.
basically just showing you out of the percentage of the 58%. And actually, because they're from two different levels. This one here, because remember I said the 58% don't include that 3%. So that's part one. Part two, it
I'm
doesn't
sorry, wait, say
include
that again. Say that again.
the scale that you're looking at for black. Inside
Mhm.
of the 58% on that other one that we were looking at, 3.1% is not included. Also, the 40 to 49 is not included.
Understood.
Okay, so the actual 58% is only the number that you're looking at that is the age 20 to 29 to 30 to 39. Those are the only ones you could actually look at.
That's my point. That's my
Okay.
point, and that's exactly where the problem lies. How does a 20 to 29 age 20 to 29 group that 24.9% of them have kids, and a 30 to 39 group where 62.5% of them have kids, how does that then turn around and equal to a whopping 58%? The only way that could be the case, the uh, yeah,
If
the
you
only
average the whole
Okay,
thing out, it's
you
42.75%.
only way that would be the case is if within this group of 62, within the age group of 30 to 39, within that age group, it would have to be significantly more of the men. I'm not talking about of those that have kids. I'm talking about the total number of men in that demographic, in that cohort, would have to be significantly higher than the number of men in this cohort. I'm not talking about men that have children. I'm talking about just roughly, just throwing it out there. It would have to be, say, 10 million black men between the ages of 30 to 39 and 5 million black men between the age of 20 to 29 for that 62 to weigh that heavy and skew those two numbers combining together all the way up to 58. If y'all understood what I said right there.
No, I get it. What I'm saying, look, the first two is 28. The second two is 143. You see what I'm saying? You divide that by 4. That's 42%.
okay? So
42,
listen.
43%. So that whole group, so the whole percentage of the whole black group is 43% of that particular chart.
Okay, so listen. The stats are telling you on the other one that we saw that these are the men that they calculated make up that percentage based
Mhm.
on 20 to 39.
Got it.
So now of the 20 to 39, they are saying that 24.9% of that number is 20 to 29-year-olds. And
Agreed.
then 62% of that number is 30 to 39-year-olds.
Agree.
That does not change the fact that it's still 58% in total. Do you guys get it?
Well, I
The
understand
math,
everything that you said. You literally
Okay.
said everything that I said, and then you
Well,
said
I
that
agree.
58. You said that, then you said it's 58%, but that 58% don't make sense. And you just saying I don't care that it don't make sense, and I'm saying no, it don't make sense, and I do care. That's
The
basically what
only
just happened.
the
That's
only
not
way
what
you
I'm
can
saying.
the
Oh,
only
sorry
way you
about
can
that.
get to 58% is if you take out the first group.
Oh, dang. I closed it by mistake. I'm sorry.
That's the only way you're gonna get to 58% if you got to take out the first group. Because
Let me
then you're
share it
gonna
again. Sorry about that.
it's okay. Because then you go with 80, 62, and what 20, what is it, 24, something like that. If you actually take
Added
those
it back.
three
Sorry.
groups, then from 20 to 49, it's over 50%. But if you add from 15 to 49, it's 42.
All right.
I
BL in the
added it in.
building
I don't know if
says,
you see it, but I pulled the screen back up a couple of moments ago.
okay. All right, cool, cool,
There you
cool.
go.
BL in the building says, yeah, Jada, I respect it. I just hear sisters think 70, 80, 90% of black men have kids, and I always wonder how many kids do you think black women have? LOL. Ain't about how many you think they have. We can we can look up the numbers on that. We can look up the numbers on that. He says, why not? Is saying, what is the 58% about? I keep hearing them say 58%, but I'm not sure what they are referring to. Jada did some quick maths, and it showed that 58% of black men have children between the age demographic of 20 to 39. But the same place where she did that quick maths showed a chart like this that more or less, in my opinion, debunks the notion that 58% of black men within that age cohort have kids. So so that's where the legitimate confusion lies. That's where the legitimate confusion lies.
That's
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out where I may be losing y'all at. I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying, forget what you're
No,
saying.
what I'm
But
saying
I'm
is
saying,
hold on, wait, real quick. I can make it plain. What we're
okay,
saying is that you can't put that 24.9 and that 62.5 together and get a number as high as 58%. We're saying that's not possible. The only way that would be possible is if there was significantly more black men walking around between the age of 30 to 39 than what there were black men walking around between the age of 20 to 29. But we know that that's not true. Therefore, that 58% number can't be accurate.
the closest two ways to get to where you're trying to get mathematically is you actually take out the first group, or you take out the third group, and the first group. You take out 1 and 3, or you just take out 1, and so you can only add 2, 3, and 4, or 2 and 4 to get that's
give
the
me a
closest
second.
you're gonna get to the 50s.
Yeah, that ain't. Yeah, that's not. That's not satisfying right there. Because again, that's just okay. Aunt T is
Here
asking
we
for
go.
the link. All right, somebody come save us. I don't. I
Hey,
don't.
Auntie,
I don't know that much
let me
about
go
Aunt
to the
T.
PDF.
Jada appears to know him, so okay.
Oh, I ain't vouching for him though. Now, Auntie, I can't
Let's
do that.
let's no. You vouch for him. Whatever. If you come up and
I
say some
don't vouch for
nonsense,
nobody.
we holding
I
you
don't vouch for
responsible.
nobody.
We holding you responsible for whatever he says when he comes up.
I don't vouch for anybody I ain't met in person and had several different in-person conversations and stuff with. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I just don't do it. I don't even vouch for the women that I talk to on YouTube. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
What about the teddy bear?
What about the who?
You vouch for the teddy bear?
We'll vouch for the teddy bear. I've
How
had this
much?
teddy bear for about 2 years. So yeah, I'll vouch for the teddy bear.
That teddy bear too clean for you to have had him for 2 years. You know, teddy bears, black folks, teddy bears be nasty as hell after 2 years.
No,
Kool
sir.
Aid.
Here, my stuff. He ain't got a dirt mark on him. He getting 2 weeks. Just in
All
case
right,
any
Aunt T in
that
the
What's
building.
up, Bernard? You
none of
can hear
that.
me?
Yeah, now I do got to. I've been hearing people say your name. I got a slight problem with your name because for a while I thought people was calling you Auntie. So
Yeah.
so I don't know if you should. I don't know. Do something with. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not
Anyway.
changing it. But
Okay,
thanks.
cool. Got it. Gotcha. Stand in it. All right,
Yeah.
Aunt
Yeah.
T. What's up? What you got on this, man?
All right. So here's what's going on. This is the reason why there's confusion. You guys are reading this chart wrong. All right. The title of the chart specifically says, when do men become dads?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say how many men in a specific demographic are dads.
Right.
Okay. So what it's saying is, like, when you see, okay, black men, all right, ages 20 to 29, 62% of men, of those men have kids. No, it means 62% of men that are fathers by age 20 to 29.
Gotcha.
Okay. So if you're trying to calculate, like, men that are childless are not even calculated in there.
Oh no, we get that part. But that was a
But you are
misstep
right.
that I'm glad you pointed that one out.
That's why the numbers consistently go up with age.
Right. That's why I was
Yeah.
trying to ask. Like, I'm not getting why you trying to factor these into the other ones, because this is just showing the
Oh
percentage
no, if
of
you
when they
understood
had
that,
children.
you would have said it. You would have said it. Don't let him come up and correct it and say, "See,
but
I
I
knew
did.
I
That's
knew
why I
all
read.
along. I
No,
knew all
Bernard, I
along. That's
read
what I've
the
been
title and I kept saying that this is not the same as the other chart. And that's why I was like, I'm not understanding why you keep saying these numbers. That's what I was talking about. That's why I was
Now,
like, I'm not sure how to say it to you. I'm not getting it. Because I
now
didn't
what I
understand why you
did
were
okay,
want
trying
to
but
to
hold
add
on. But
these.
wait a minute.
I'm sorry. Y'all go ahead.
Wait, hold on. So they're saying that 80.5% of black men have kids while they're 40 to 49.
Say
No,
it one
no,
more time.
no. That's
Say,
not what it says.
All right,
It
make
says
it right for me again. Go ahead.
80. Hold up. Which stat are you looking at?
I'm looking at the amount, the
Is that the
last
20 to
column.
29?
No, that would be the 40 to 49,
Mhm.
the age
Of
40 to
all the
49,
men.
and it says 80.5% of black men. Oh no, they don't say okay. The part where it says 40 to 49 and that lighter shaded pinkish column that says 80.5, based off a proper reading of this chart, it would be saying that 80 point that men what would it be saying about that
What it
80.5?
says
Go ahead
is
and
that
restate
by
it for
the
me.
time,
Hold on,
80, yeah.
we got Auntie. Go ahead, Auntie.
I'm sorry. 80.5% of men who are fathers become fathers by age 40 to 49.
Okay, so got it. They
So that's what I mean.
fathers
Every number
by
below that
age.
is included in that.
Exactly. Gotcha.
thank
Don't
you.
quit. Yeah. No. I'm telling him thank you. You don't tell him thank you. You ain't have it right.
Because I didn't know
But
how to
thank you,
explain. I'm
Auntie.
thinking, like, I kept saying it like this is not.
No. He came up here and straightened everybody out. Don't act like he on your side.
But what I did
You said I was
want to
being
say, Bernard, though, what I did want to
forgiving.
say,
I thought
the
it was good.
alarming stat, every time I see somebody bring up this chart that nobody mentions, is the percentage of teenage fathers, 15 to age 19. That's really the alarming stat right there, is that it's more than double that of any other demographic. So what that says, that speaks to our parenting skills, to how we're raising our sons, because more than double them are becoming fathers by age 19 than that of any demographic. 3.1 as opposed to Hispanics, which are 1.4. And nobody ever seems to bring that up when they read this chart.
Well, everybody's been reading this chart a little wrong, but that 3.1, even though it sounds like a low number, 3.1, no, that's still damaging. That's still messed up. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You got to mute up. I'll mute you, Jada. I'll mute you, Jada. All right, so yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm glad you came up. I'm glad you came up. Like I always say, we dive into the data here, and we ain't, we don't just run with a narrative. We try to get it right. Sometimes we get it wrong, and we put our heads together and figure it out and get it right. So that's what I'm about. So no, thank you for coming up and getting us right on this one.
No, I'm gonna drop down now. I got to get back to work. I want to thank you for having me up, man. I appreciate it, Bernard.
Yeah, no doubt. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger. All right.
Nah, well, I'm usually in the clouds. Peace, Jada, OG, LAR movement. Peace out, everybody.
All right.
Peace out to you, huh?
All right,
Yeah, and that
cool,
wasn't
cool.
my background with the sound, y'all. My sound was completely silent. That wasn't me.
Oh, okay, my bad. Oh, so somebody has some background. That's all right, all right, all right. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Damn, I would
Okay.
have still stayed up while Ed was here. Go ahead, Ed.
I got one more point. The reason this is a theory, so I'll say that. So the stats to basically show what it is, it's coming soon. But the reason why that stat that Auntie said at the end, talking about the alarming number of the teenage fathers, I already know why that is. It's because these older females are fucking these younger niggas while they young and dumb. I already know what that is. So, there's plenty of people out here. I know dudes. They got 3 baby mamas. That the youngest one is 10 years older than him, and they got him when he was 19. Voice was extremely deep. Fit all the looks that they wanted and stuff. They even do Africans like this if Africans are dumber than that. You see, this is why I always talk about that gynocracy. You see a lot of women going and grooming dudes trying to control them. That Brittany Renner stuff was just the most synonymous, but that wasn't the only thing. So yeah, that's why that number is what that number is, and that is way less taboo in the black community, and that's amongst black men and black women. I keep saying this: there is no age of consent for black males that are formally recognized in the black community. There isn't. Black men believe that, black women believe that. So I promise you that number comes from that.
So I will say to this that I could actually believe Edward in the idea. I could practically believe in it just because I'm realizing that there are a lot more boys that are touched very young by older women. I've been hearing the stories. That's not to say that that makes it the whole pie, but I can believe that it's possible. Though also there is a rise in pregnant teenage girls. So that could also be the problem still too. It could just be some of that percentage is coming from other teenage girls.
Sure. Yeah. I
I
mean,
thought it was going down.
well, it was a crisis, then it went down, and it's still down compared to like the worst it got,
Very
and
bad,
then it's
yeah.
probably touching back up. But the thing is, I forget what channel I was on, but we talked about this before. Women are a lot more sexually aggressive. This is not me trying to dump on women, but it was
I'm with you on that
Saint
one.
it
So
was Saint George. It was not Saint George. Sister George, whatever. She was acting like a saint. She was acting like a saint here. So see, if you look at the video Sister George did with the woman spear, it was on their Tough Talk channel, or they put the clip up. I forget, but boy, that shit turned into a nigga fest. But anyway, she was basically saying this, that a lot of these females are sexually aggressive younger, and they were talking about middle school. And this is where I did the video, all black women ain't got no sexual origin story, because the idea is if a female is sexually aggressive, that is only because she was molested when she was younger. And that's not real. When you look at I'm not saying that's not a part of that or a big part of that, but that's not the whole part either. You have these females that they are culturated with, like, remember, Nicki Minaj has been out for 12 years now. You got a whole generation. Then you got social media is completely different than what it was. I mean, TikTok, all of that. So, and the reason that's important for social media is because when you have people separated by school, social media networks all of that. So all your local school access, all of that, it becomes crazy. And again, women control sexual access. So all they got to say, come on in, and then there's going to be some dude that's going to do that. So yes, that's a part of it too. And this is not taking nothing off the boys. I'm just saying what it is. And I'm not even talking about touch when they were young. I'm talking about when they are like 16, 17. So let's say legal age, because they don't really get trippy on that if you a dude. Legal age, you got women that are 27, 26 reaching back on these dudes that look good. If they are a 6 foot, like the Bronny James types, which is why they got so triggered with Bronny James. The dudes that are basically the athletic, thoroughbred, young. Hell, you even got teachers doing that. You got white teachers doing that shit that they keep getting caught up on. It's this Negro buck mentality operates in American society as a whole. And obviously that's practiced in the black community. So yeah, amongst their age, that's a part of it. It's a cocktail. It's just one of those things that nobody wants to talk about because they're comfortable with these narratives of dudes just, you gotta control the penis. Another thing I say, and I'm gonna be done after this, when I talk to niggas with nothing but daughters, I always say, you niggas are always focused on dudes basically turning out your daughter on some Ramil pump and dump side of the game. But what about these females that are the same age as these your daughters, or these older women that be turning your daughters out? See, everybody got blind spots on that. And that happens a hell of a lot more than what people like to admit to, because they don't see that as the same kind of threat. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on that folks don't really want to talk about. And that even in our space, we prefer not to talk about because it's like really airing black women out. Contrary to popular belief, we have our limits to how much we willing to air black women out. I personally believe we basically say about 40% of what we could say based on what we observably know about, our women. So yeah.
All right. BL is saying, so does the 58% number still stand? Possibly. Possibly. I will definitely look into it. I will definitely look into it more. Actually, Jada, send me the exact link or PDF file or email it to me. I'll look. I'll look into that. I'll look into that a little more.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you the whole PDF from 2010 and the rise of it in 20 the not the rise, because everybody didn't rise, but the statistics of what it looked like during the 2020 census.
Well,
I
I'm
want to say
looking at an
something. I
Wait,
article
would
hold on.
right
like
now.
What you sent me, those were like the recent. I mean, what you just showed, those were the recent 2020 census numbers.
2014. It was it was
Those were
everything accumulated
2014.
for the
So, oh, we don't
2014.
got the. Oh, wait, hold on. I lost my earpiece. So those were 2014. That was his those were the recent numbers you sent me. The most recent.
Yes. That's why I would say
Okay.
I was trying to get to 2020, but nonetheless, we can go
All
by
right.
2014
Yeah.
because it wasn't that big of a leap, but
I
I just happen to have both.
I
Yeah.
want to say something. I was having a conversation with Angry Man, and he said something very important. We can fight about these numbers, whatever we want to have with these numbers, or how we go throw them around and put them in the soup. But he gave me the impression that he knew the numbers that were being thrown around was not correct, and he said it when the numbers do come out, the real numbers do come out. I think he said he feel like everybody's been pimped. That's what his quote was. And I believe when I first looked at the numbers, maybe I could not quantify them and to the how they came about it, but it was just something strange looking at that number on one side and then saying, okay, that would mean like every black dude with the babies that are on this in our community, that would mean like the dude would have to be like this dude we was talking about this morning with 30 something kids. That's impossible. So I know there was something wrong with the numbers.
Yeah.
And regardless of how we look at it, look, we know our community is tore up from the floor up when it comes to this discussion. We know that. So we can bicker about the numbers all we want to, but we can go actually outside and look and see that our community is not doing very well when it comes to this.
Well, the problem is, we can have a complete discussion on holding black men accountable, and nobody's gonna bat. And I tell you, certain tolerance that dudes are willing to have that conversation. Nobody's gonna say anything because even black men understand. In my opinion, black men don't do this circling the wagons tactic around other black men that we know is wrong. Like you take this situation that this we were talking about that dude. At the end of the day, we know that dude ain't shit. That don't even need to be entered in the conversation. I ain't need you to play that video. So you ain't never gonna beat me, nigga. I mean, he looked like a nigga that talk like that. Y'all asked me where he was out of. I would have probably guessed Memphis, Tennessee, because they known for that shit. But so that's not even in the argument. And then we'll talk about the other side. Not so much the other side of it, but for him to have the ability to do that took 10 to 12 baby mamas, and that'll completely get ignored. It'll just be an article talking about just that one part. Because even in Memphis, when them three dudes had like 70 kids apiece, 70 kids together, they were saying to say that, ooh, this is what dudes are doing to the community, as if they're just sexually assaulting these women and getting these babies out. And then abortion is like not illegal, right? But when we start to talk about the other side to balance it out to give an overall picture, it's not about talking about women to talk about women, but say, okay, this is what actually needs to be done to fix the problem. Now it becomes all it is, these plays that start to get run. Let's mushy up the numbers. Let's make everything. It's kind of like what you're doing with Amber Heard, the defamation thing. Let's just throw everything in the air and fog it up as much as possible. And you see that too much. And that post that you had, that's the post that Courtney was quoting when she was saying 80% of black men got kids. And so what happens is, this is where that gender warring stuff comes in, because you got certain people that want the truth. And by the way, you got dudes that buy into what the women are saying. So they just assume dudes are lying because they weak and can't do something. And so now it becomes like we're crazy because we're getting animated because we're trying to say this is what it is and get to the truth. And that's really where the real problem is. And you see that consistently come up. Even when women bring certain things up about women, the same crap comes up. Like with Sister George. Sister George got straight cussed out. You saw a different side of Sister George on that video, because she was being called everything but a child of God really quick. Because it becomes, how can you go against the sisterhood code? How can you talk about these girls? How can you do this, do that, do this, do that? And she had to get real gully with it. It's very entertaining. But so again, it doesn't matter if dudes say it, if women say it. This thing about ain't nothing women's fault, that shit gotta stop. And it really is on women to really shut that shit down, because ultimately that shit hurts y'all. Because when y'all circle the wagons around bad women, I'm talking about the women that do that, you get lumped into it with them. Maybe not on a case-by-case basis, but as an overall group, folks see you as the same thing because they see you co-signing it, directly or indirectly. So I agree with what JSP is talking about, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm still shocked that the majority of men become dads later, much later, like that, between 40 and 49. That's still shocking.
Are they saying the majority or the majority of them that are dads become that by that age?
Well,
Right.
I just got confused again. Okay, what the hell did the chart say? My bad.
Because that's what Auntie was
It's
saying.
saying the older you get, you add more guys into it.
Yeah.
So it's 3% from 3% of guys become fathers at 15 and 19. Then you add from 20 to 29, you add those three into that 20 something. So
let's say just by then, like by then, this amount of.
It's kind of like saying, if you made $1 million, like, okay, how many people work a job and then they've made like $1 million, as far as like, okay, 10 years, 20 years, okay, 30 years, that number is going to be higher, because if you've worked that long, it makes sense. Even if you make little money, you would have made that amount through your working life. That's kind of the same principle there. But see, the problem is, so the reason why Bernard is confused is because as this was presented like, this is how many dudes got kids. And so I know, because it's part of your brain is kind of still over there trying to deal with that part.
No. I see why.
I didn't present that one. That was
no. Hold on, wait. This data predates you. Like, we've been looked at this a long time ago, so it wasn't about that wasn't. That's not what he was talking about. He's talking about we looked at this data over a year ago, but probably before that.
Yeah.
But that 80%, like, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, I see why Courtney, Michelle, or whoever you said, I don't even want to put nobody's name under the bus. Whoever said it was saying 80% have kids, because she looked at from 40 to 49, over 80% of them do have kids. That's how she read it.
But what did I say? And that was on the same person too, by the way, is folks got to stop misreading stats because they want the narrative out. And I'm not saying every single chick has bad intentions, but what I'm saying is, this is why I call it mentally transmitted diseases. What you have, because let's take out the people that actually bother to look up the stats. Let's put them in a box and take them out of this conversation, because at least they chose to look up the numbers. You got women that are listening to folks that ain't looked up nothing and just running their mouth. You got people that's got 100,000 subscribers that ain't even bothered to look up nothing, ain't really trying to engage, and they just be throwing. And I ain't even just talking about Cynthia G. You got Yanni. You got a whole bunch of folks. They do that. So even if I take the women that actually chooses to bother to look at the numbers, even if they quote unquote misread them, fine. I can at least give them good faith. They looked at it. We're talking about it. But that's a small percentage even of that. The majority are just basically going with what they know and what they heard somebody else say. They say that black women in particular get most of their media from social media.
Yeah.
This is actually
it is saying percentage of men who are fathers by this age.
And shout out to Auntie as well, because I know sacrificing the break.
This is proving the point of us as a community and our issues with relationships and everything. We don't catch on until it's too late. Because if you got 5 people, technically 6 when Ant came on, and people didn't grasp the concept of what was going on, that's what happens when we get into these relationships. That's what happens when we're interacting with people. We're too old to be doing hindsight at 35, 45, 55, 65 years old, but that's when the light is coming on for
Oh
them.
yeah, black people ain't grown until 30 most of the time. Most of the time you still a tween. You on your like you ain't supposed, and that goes for both groups. Now men
that's what
feel the
I'm
consequences of that more. So that yeah. So yep, absolutely.
I'm talking about that because ultimately this is what keeps happening. Like we're in our second and third childhood because we're not comprehending the information that's right in front of our faces.
Also, people are in their own bubbles, and that's and this is why I understand some of the friction that you get from certain black folks, whether black men, black women, because regardless, because it's like with people with income, certain people can't understand. When you talk about the income argument, just to take it out of the gender argument, people can't comprehend that certain people make less than like $50,000. It's like they can't understand that, and I'm not even talking about people that's got money like that because they're either in a city where the cost of living is not playing. I mean, shit. JSP's in a place where gas is $7. So it's like, or you could be making 80, 90,000 and still homeless and be white, by the way, living in your car. So yeah, so that's another thing people have to reach to is why are you saying this? This is why I always ask open-ended questions like where are you coming from this before I then say, okay, bridging that gap. Seven Cole just did a video talking about if you don't make $100,000, that's not enough. And that sounds crazy until you understand that she's around people that count how much they make per month versus per year. They make 20, 30,000 per month because she's in the internet world. Now that's not making it sound, but you got people that are saying, I want a quote unquote doctor or lawyer or something like that. You can't put normal jobs with that kind of money. It doesn't work that way. So
Ed, you make a good point there because in Orange County, if you make $150,000, you still consider living in poverty.
Yeah, but you got people that actually come up here and whether intentionally and unintentionally actually say, I'm talking about like in any of these conversations. Like let's say they're in New York, just to give a wide berth of it, and they'll say, "Oh man, this amount of money is this or that," and I'm saying that to take the gender out of it, and then we have this argument because of a miscommunication. Because we're not even actually hearing or comprehending what other people are saying to even break down, okay, this is why you're saying what you're saying. I understand that. Because if you talk about you making $150,000, you in poverty, that shit sounds crazy if somebody lives in Mississippi. That sounds crazy if somebody lives in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's a lot of these things that don't get entered into it. LARU was there on my channel yesterday when we were talking about you already know, man. So I ain't even.
I just had just using this reference. We don't realize we're and I'm using this for a relationship reference and a comprehension reference and how stupid we are as Americans reference. We got a nation full of quote unquote Christians who probably haven't read 2 straight chapters of the Bible. We don't comprehend much well. We put on what we want to put on when we want to put it on, and then we double back to figure out if it's right. That's what we constantly do. That's the American way. That's the American norm. Shoot first and ask questions later. And shoot up the club and ask questions later too.
And
but
by
most
the way,
of that by the way, LAR, a lot of that comes from Reverend Pussyfoot, who's hooping and hollering, slobbering on the microphone in the church, and telling people his narrative. Well, I'm just saying, telling people his narrative, and the people who have the Bible in their hand never open it up and see exactly what he's saying, and they're just following sheep. They're just following.
Well, they're not there for that.
Hold on for a second. Hold on. That's my point, OG. if the hooping and hollering drew you in to the point where you don't read for yourself, you were stupid before you walked in the building.
You're right.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and
You
you
know,
can take that principle in life because again, what a lot of people like to blame the government for a lot of this bullshit. A lot of these corporations do this shit too, because at the end of the day, job one of America is get you to buy shit. To get the people to get as many people spending as much money as possible. Because when that doesn't happen, the economy gets fucked. You already seeing that right now, where people the stimulus money is being basically spent through, and companies like Netflix, Walmart, big companies have been doing well aren't. And so what a lot of women don't understand is the goal of these corporations is to keep you as single as possible because they understand you spend more money, even though you may have quote unquote control of the purse strings when you're married, because that's delegated to you. It's you spend more money when you're single than when you're not. And see, women don't figure that out until they're north of 40. And now you're like Kendra G, not Crimson Cure, but the Kendra. This you try to talk about freezing eggs and saying goop because I told you, if a chick telling me about freezing eggs, that's equivalent to a dude saying they gonna get a sex doll. Just
let me
understand that's how I take it in my head. So my point is, they use you until you have no sexual marketplace value, and then what they do is use you another 20 years to preserve your hope, because this is where the pastor starts making money off of you, like what Jay Speed said, and this is where corporations start selling you makeup and all this other stuff to try to maintain what you think you had. And then the men are looked at like the bad guy, but these nameless and faceless corporations where people have hyper consumer addictions to, they don't never question that. So they keep spending, 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 and you can tell hyper consumerism. And I ain't saying black men got goofy shit they buy too, like shoes and shit. But my point is, this is the overall thing. So when people say what's driving the gender war, it ain't really the government. The people that are advertising to you through social media, through these reality shows, through TV, through what you consume, and by the way, where the government comes in is the government basically creates the environment that makes it so you don't feel the penalties of this shit. So you can do this stuff and not really hit the pavement on the ground and realize, oh, maybe I don't need to do this. So they do work together, but that's another aspect that doesn't get
I
talked about. So anyway,
I just realized something, and I'm gonna keep it short. Um, the whole gender war, all of these things going back and forth, all of this stuff that's going on with us as a community. Truth be told, nobody is willing to figure out the answer to the question, even with this guy and these 33 kids. How many men and how many women and how much money is it going to take to fix these kind of situations?
Yeah.
here's the crazy part. Even putting all their asses in jail costs a hell of a lot of money because you got to feed them 3 squares and give them 3 health care.
$30,000
And they
a
ain't
year.
paying taxes.
Because this is what kind of the war and all this stuff is about. People put themselves in situations or get put in situations that nobody. The $100,000 thing is basically, I think this is enough to get me out of this situation. But you need a $100,000 person and a new $100,000 support system to fix a situation nobody's saying that they're in, though.
Yeah, I don't know how money can fix it, and that's a I don't know because the problems that exist. I mean, a lot of it is cultural. So I suppose there's some things you could throw money at and try to change some things at the root. I suppose that's possible. But I mean, we can't front. It's a lot of money to get thrown at the black community for a lot of stuff. I'm not. I don't think that throwing money at it is going to fix it. I think it's just deep rooted cultural problems going on. Go ahead, Jada.
And I personally think that without education and morals, we're not going to get out of this. I don't think it takes money. I just think nobody is placing morals upon family, upon sex, and when you should and shouldn't be having it. Nobody's talking about, protection in the ways that they should. Like, I listen to women talk to their daughters about sex and condoms and birth control. Like, you know, well, I'm gonna put you on birth control if you ain't gonna use condoms. It's like every several years, the women get lenient with how they talk to their daughters about it, if they talk to them about it at all, or even their sons. And so they just basically want to tell you, just do this. And if you do, this is what you go and do after you get pregnant or after you done got somebody pregnant. But we're not saying stuff like how I remember growing up in Mississippi, where if you were pregnant as a young lady, you were around nobody but the church folks. That was it. Other kids barely even saw you. It was like you disappeared off the face of the earth. So you had stuff like where grandmothers had talks with the granddaughters, and they were telling them stuff like, look, if you get pregnant, you can't bring them babies here. You know what I'm saying? It was a bad thing. And now it's like we give them baby showers for every single baby they have, even though they have no fathers. We're not even talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And if they do got fathers, you hear women at the baby shower talking about, well, girl, it's good for now, but just give it a minute because he ain't gonna be around and this, that, and the third. Instead of us even, because first of all, I think that's disrespectful. If a woman has her man, even if they not married, I don't think other women should be telling other women to look out because they're not going to be happy forever. I think that's bad to say. That's wishing bad upon them so they miserable like you. But at the same time, why are we not having better conversations about this, better morals about this before we even have to get to all of these 50 million baby showers? Because I'm not giving no baby shower gift.
Because when y'all talk about culture, and we talk about culture in general, and I'm gonna just add the money part to this for this reason. We're raising people to self-sabotage themselves and think they earned a way to splurge if they get some money. So that's why we keep being in the same situation over and over again. Because if you mess your life up, what you earn first is an opportunity. The minute you get $5 in your pocket, you've earned the right to spend $17 because you suffered so much from your own decisions.
Bernard, how do you change the narrative, even just with education, without finances behind that education? Because it's not like some of the things we have in our community, like a dance that starts off on the West Coast and ends up on the East Coast just by show and tell. These are some of the things that people are not willing to give up. So how would you go to apply any solution without having finances behind it? Because knowledge, people go have to take time, and that's something you can't get back to try to educate this community that the
It
way they
started
are
at home.
doing it, the way they're
Yeah,
doing it.
it's gonna take money. It's still a matter of where you put the money in, and I don't claim to have the answer sway. So I don't claim to have the answer sway on exactly where you put the money. So that's why I was just looking at it more so from a cultural standpoint. But even if you're talking about culture, there has to be some educating in terms of that. It has to be it has to be some type of infrastructure, basically stirring the pot of the culture, so to speak. So all of
Right.
that would have to be in place. i
Yeah.
i say um a lot of the problems can and will get solved. Well, all of them won't get solved through economics, but I do think economics plays a huge factor. Doing something to educate boys properly, get them, in the trading and coding and all. I'm talking like Kwame Brown, coding and trading, but but yeah,
Number one
something,
pick.
something like that in the whole works. Yeah, to try to get the boys on point and boys right, so they can grow up, become better men. The whole works. Yeah, so I
Well,
that's where I would put it. That's where I
and
would put it.
most of the times, dealing with um, this type of business, that most of the money or the grant money, if it's not community based, most of the money goes to the administration. And that's what people don't understand. Like when we have situations like this, and you have these nonprofit organizations, yes, they can be considered as nonprofit organization, but if 80% of the money is going towards keeping the business run, then you see where there's going to be a warp side as far as distributing money into people who really need the help, or getting the right type of people in the right type of position to help the people, because you are just paying to say you got a business. And that's one of the things we have to do when we start attacking these problems in the future. We got to make it clear and understanding. If you just having a business with 80% of the proceeds going to you running the business, then you're not really doing a service to the community in the first place.
That I
All right,
hate
go
to say
ahead,
this
LAR, and
way,
we're about to wrap it up probably with
Okay.
LAR's commentary right here. But go ahead, LAR.
and that is the prime issue with the topic with the guy with the 33 kids and all the baby mamas. The administration fee is how people pimp child support. That's what gets caught and gets rewound over and over and over again. That's part of the culture. We're paying other people to be administrators over our kids, and we're acting like, I gave him $17, so y'all, it's all in everybody else's hands. So and that's for baby mamas, and that's for guys like this with a bunch of kids, knowing that he can't afford to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're teaching. But okay.
All right, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up right there. We passed the 3-hour mark. I didn't even think this one was gonna go that long, because a lot of people couldn't make it. A lot of people couldn't make it to this one, so I didn't even think we was gonna go that long. I thought we was gonna do like an hour and a half, but we ended up, I don't know, it picked up towards towards about the halfway mark, and we went on and wrote it on out. But thank you everybody who supported the stream. Thank you. Who was this that just super chatted something? My bad, I almost missed that. I know I missed a couple ones earlier, but he says, once all this fake money dry up, people will not have a choice. The availability of money, I think, the availability of money is the only reason people are acting the way they are. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. Shout out to E. Capone dropping his link right there. Y'all can go check that brother out, and definitely check out my latest pre-record. Check that one out as well. In fact, click the link on that. Until we get up. Okay, now I'm reading something. Okay, I almost read what I just read out loud. almost read a text message out loud. Yeah, click the link, go check out my latest pre-record if you haven't checked that one out. And with that said, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.